Hello? Okay, wait. Yep, that seems to help. Okay. Oh, and my microphone isn't working. Wonderful. It can hear you guys though. So, go ahead. You uh, Oh, they can actually hear me somehow. I don't know how. My mic whatever. Works. Doesn't matter. Apparently, it said my mic audio was working. As soon as I went live, the mic audio stopped working, but it's still working, so whatever. I'll take that. Oh my god, I was about to lose it. Whew, all right, we're good. So I guess, Colin, if you want to take us away to start here, we've got your deck on the screen. We're going to review a couple of decks, but we're going to start with, obviously, yours and then Anton's. Oh, they can only hear me now. Well, my desktop audio is registering, so this is where I'm confused, because I can see... Yes, desktop audio is working. I can literally see... Yes, I don't... This is... I don't know. I haven't touched... The only thing I can think of is that update. That's the only thing that could have changed it, because nothing has been touched in over a week. And look, I'll show you guys it. Okay, so I go to... how do I add? God, I'm so dumb. I don't know how to do this shit. So... Okay. 1 second. Desktop audio active. You're gonna have... Okay. Give me a sec here, guys. Okay. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, this is... All right. Real quick, how do I do this? Look, see, my desktop audio is working, so I don't know what this is. You can see... What do you want me to do? What? How do I fix this? Can you... See, it's picking you guys up. No, it's not... No, it's not picking you guys up for some reason. Wait, talk. Oh, why is it doing that? You guys are coming through my... Yes, where do I go to do that? Up top, right here. Audio capture, I don't... Oh, here, audio, oh, okay, sure. Window, Discord.
Recording
that
studio,
one.
yes, that one, yes.
That's it. Hit OK.
Hit OK.
That's it.
Okay.
That's all you got to do.
Hello. Yo.
Hello, everyone.
We are here.
Oh, it
Can you guys
works,
hear us
thank
now?
God. Yes, we did it. We did it.
Yeah. Did you bring the
Okay.
cams back?
Yeah, you got to do the cams again.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
did move
start
it.
streaming too, because it It took my camera away. Okay, I think
Yeah.
everything's
We're
stopped
good. We're
streaming.
good. We've saved it. We've done it. Oh my
Okay.
god.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, sorry about that. Again, technical difficulties. There was an update in OBS. Alex is a technical boomer.
Yes,
I was
I
also
cannot
having
operate.
issues. Yes, I was also having issues with my OBS earlier, so Alex was running it for us. But yeah. Um, anyways, what up, YouTube? What up, Twitch? Twitter, I think we're also live on right now. We're here to cover what happened at the Las Vegas Regional. Colin obviously had a very deep run. I also had a pretty deep run on Master Yi and was top live for Top Cut. I did end up getting the best of Yi, which was my original intention. But obviously, I also had a really good tournament run and qualified for the regional as well. So I'm going to talk about my tournament run as well. And then we'll just be, as usual, covering our, the different deck lists that we saw at the event that made the top tables, and just seeing what everyone was on and our thoughts about the event, as well as the decks that ended up doing well.
Yep.
Yeah, so
You want to start off with your tournament
start with
recap,
yours.
Anton? Oh, with mine?
Mine? I think we
Yeah.
start with Colin's.
yeah, we're
Okay.
gonna start with yours and go down just because top cut and then metal card. I already have this one up, so you're at
Yeah.
it.
Sure.
Yeah. So one question I'm sure a lot of people were asking. A lot of people were surprised to see Colin switch over from mid-range Draven into Miracle Draven. And so Colin, what was it that kind of inspired that choice for you? And had you pivot into this deck just right before the event?
Yeah, it was kind of a last second decision thing for me, where I played my mid range list obviously at Italy while we were there, and I just ran into a few matchups that were just like going over the top of me and doing slightly less fair things, and it felt like a lot of the agency was out of my hands when it came to playing the game with the Miracle or with a mid range list. For better or worse, just because they can just go over the top of you, right? Like I lost to the Aurora deck, Aurora Volley that had turn 3, turn 4 Aurora. Granted, maybe even Miracle would lose to that draw, but and then I lost in a Miracle Mirror, and then I lost to an Aurelia as well. All of which just like had better net draws than me, so I was a little disappointed in the deck. Coming back from Lille, I think it was just a really unlucky tournament run, but I wanted to play something a little bit more powerful, and so I tried the Miracle deck just because it was kind of recommended to me coming from Flesh and Blood. It plays very much so to the strengths of pitch stacking and wanting to know like the exact order of your deck, and seems like a very skill intensive deck, so that's what I ended up playing, and yeah, obviously it worked out relatively well for me. My top 4 match was unfortunate. I just ended up completely breaking out one of the games, and it costed me the match, which is again part of the deck and what
That
I
is
knew
one of the risks
going
of the
in.
deck, right? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's a deck that you kind of have to play perfectly because mathematically, maybe one of the 3 games, maybe like 1 in 5 games, you just completely brick out. And if you make a mistake in the other games, then you're just going to lose, right? So I think I went like 25 cards deep and didn't see a seal in the mirror match, and it was just terrible. And I think it took me like 15 or 20 cards deep to find my first Ezreal, so it was awful.
Yeah, seals definitely super important. Obviously, if your seals and Ezreals are at the bottom of your deck, like that deck does not really function, right? Like
yeah, exactly. So yeah, I just went into the event. I was like, I was kind of disappointed with it. I wanted to try something a little bit different, so I did. I played in the event the day before, the one that gives you a buy if you
pre-regional.
XO. Yeah, the pre-regional, and none of my matches felt particularly close, so I was just like, all right, this deck's clearly broken. I think originally I underestimated. We always knew that the Miracle deck was like better into a wide open field, but we figured that the classic mid-range was a little bit better into the mirror in most situations. So long as you can apply enough pressure early, then Miracle Draven's really going to struggle once you hit them like the Bryn with the Bryn here plus a bunch of axes cycling around and stuff like that. So that was our testing, and I still kind of felt like the the mid-range list might be a little bit favored into Miracle just because you can apply a lot of consistent pressure and really keep them up points if you need to. But yeah, outside of that, I feel like if you're going through like a huge tournament like this, you want as many 100-0 matchups as possible. And I think the Miracle deck kind of extrapolates that, where, with the mid-range Draven deck, you got a bunch of 70-30s in your favor or something like that. But with Miracle, they're just like functional 100-0s that you have pretty much everywhere. So, yeah, also that ended up messing up my deck list. I'll send you the actual correct deck list, Alex. That one is not accurate.
Oh, really? You didn't play 8 different cards in your sideboard?
I did play 8 different cards in my sideboard.
Someone in chat asked, so is Yi still legit or is Anton just him? Maybe a little bit of both.
Both.
But
yeah,
I do. I'll cover more when we get to my portion.
It's funny that you said. I'm sure everybody's wondering why Colin switched. I was about to say, motherfucker, I'm wondering why you switched. Like, I'm on your team, and I'm like, they show like your Yi list. I'm like, Anton's not on Yi. This is an error. And I'm like texting Matt. I'm like, Anton's not playing Yi, is he? And he's like, yeah, he is. I'm like,
yeah.
What? And I was like, how did we get there in 2 days? And he's like, vibes. I'm like, all right, whatever.
Sometimes you just got to play for the vibes. I think it's underestimated in card games, and that's kind of what I want to go back to. The vibes told me to play Miracle, and maybe if I had listened in Bologna, I would have won that event. So we did it here. We got top 4. I at least am proving I'm not washed or cursed at official events to get that deep. Top 4 out of 1,700 people I'll certainly take.
So I actually texted Matt when you and Alan ZQ played, and I said, whoever wins this will win the tournament. And that was in round 10. Unfortunately, I might have jinxed you, but I really felt, I was like, it does not matter whoever this. They might as well be playing finals right now, because I'm almost positive that whoever wins this will win the whole thing.
Yeah, that would have been nice. I have an unfortunate curse that I was not able to break, and maybe it got to me that if I beat somebody in Swiss, they always beat me in Top Cut. That was the thing in Battle Spirits in the previous games that I played.
I've been talking about this for years. I call it the Rocky Balboa effect.
Is that what it is?
Have you ever seen Rocky? Come on, you have to have seen Rocky.
Yeah.
You beat him the first time, but he's sure as shit gonna beat you the second time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what happened to me. I beat my top 4 opponent in Swiss. I thoroughly 2-0'd him. I taught him some of the tricks, and then he used those tricks against me in top 4. So it was like a very unfortunate thing. One of the downsides of having an insane run that I did during Swiss is that 4 of the top 8 opponents were people that I played in Swiss, 3 of which I beat, 1 of which I beat me. Had there not been the double draw incident, it would have been 5 of the top 8 opponents I'd played in Swiss. So like everyone was pretty much prepped for me at that point, and it was just a very unfortunate circumstance. So
if we did want to address it, just to get it out of the way, some people in the chat were asking if we were all at the event, and some people were asking where Alex was.
I was going to let you guys have your time, and I was going to cover that at the end, since I figure that 5 more people are going to join and ask that question, and instead of having to explain it to the late people to get in, we'll have you guys go through the deck list, and then I'll explain that. So we'll stack as many viewers, so I don't have to keep
if you got my updated deck list up, it was a good list.
What led you to bring some of the choices that you did in this list, Colin, and why did you disappoint Daniel and only play 2 Nocturnes?
I think the 2 Nocturnes were actually pretty good. I think it was like the exact amount that I really needed, so I think it worked out. There was never a point where I felt like I needed more Nocturnes, or like that was the difference maker. It felt right. The actual answer is because Daniel kept telling me I had to play 3. Prismat said that he was playing 1, so I was like, fuck it. One of the 3 of us is going to be correct, so I'm playing 2.
One of the 3. Someone has to be right.
Someone has to be right.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't know who it's going to be.
0. So it could have been 0.
Nah, that card's too good to play 0.
Yeah,
I think.
Cards busted. 3 cards are busted. What do you know, chat?
Yeah, so kind of last second, I made a lot of changes. That's why the uploaded deck list is actually incorrect. It's because I made some changes like literal last second. So they must have used my original submitted list. I ended up moving the last rights into the board, putting a piercing light in the main because Prismat said that card's too good not to play. And I like kind of agreed. And then out of the board, I cut the Vi and the Vex for the shovel that I moved into the board, and a Against the Odds that was actually quite clutch in my tournament run. So, yeah, but the list worked out pretty well. Obviously, for spoilers, I started out 10-0 in Swiss. Round 1, I had a bye, obviously, from all the skirmishes. Round 2, I played against Timo, as it was still pretty early on. Kind of in the earlier rounds, you don't end up playing anything too tough. So that one, I 2-0'd. Round 3 was a Draven Miracle Mirror, and I just knew the matchup a little bit better than my opponent. So I was able to win that one thoroughly. Round 4 was probably the easiest match I played all day. It was against a Lux, who, if y'all are not aware, is not great into Miracle Draven. They just can't keep up with the amount of threats that they have. I think on like their turn 3, they were having the Imperial Decree Bellows Breath to wipe my board, and then I just like played another set of 3 or 4 guys, and they're like, oh, well, I guess I can't win anymore. So, yeah, I won that match in like 15 minutes or something. It was super quick. Let me actually pull up my UVS.
Oh, damn, you can't recall your entire tournament from memory, turn by turn?
We're not all
I'm
you,
sick.
Alex.
I'm sick. Leave me alone.
Yeah,
What a bully this guy is.
this is Alex's ism.
I want to say,
Love to
if I see the person's name, I'll be able to do it. So, all right, round 5. Round 5 was against Aurelia. My opponent was actually quite good, but I was able to take him down. I think he ended up actually going quite far as well. I had like the most insane OMW I'd ever seen, given, like I said, there were 4 of my opponents in top 8.
The highest I've ever seen with OPM, which is the current tiebreaker system, was I saw a 78% recently, and it was at one of these tournaments, and I've never seen that before. I've never seen a 78%. I don't even know if it'll like. It's like seeing like Haley's Comet or something. Like it's like a once in a.
I think it might have been. I think it was 77 or 78%. Yeah, somewhere in that range.
Yeah, that's unheard of. The highest I'd ever seen before that was Zach Bell's at Pro Tour 2 was 75%, and he played.
Yeah.
He played 5 out of 8 of the people in top cut. So.
Yeah. I almost played 5 out of 8. I should have played 5 out of 8 of the people that were in top cut, but there was an unintentional draw. So let's see. Round 6 was a Draven Mirror. Round 7, I remember, was another Aurelia. That one was like getting towards the end of the day, so my opponent was not playing. Kind of. Oh no, wait. Round 7 was against TTA, the person who beat me in top 4. So that was another miracle. And then round 8 was the Aurelia, who was not playing at his best and just making some simple mistakes just because it was so late in the day. And it was like super cold in there. Like once we got towards the end of round 8, we were like, 14 hours into the day because each round took an hour to flip, or an hour and 40 minutes to flip. It's like 100 minutes per round that we were having to deal with, minimum. So, yeah, we were looking at an 800 minute event. So it was at about 14 hours just to start round 8. So he made a couple of like mistakes. Fortunately for me, I'm a war-torn veteran when it comes to most of the stuff. So long as I'm not iced out for more than like 2 or 3 hours, then usually I'm pretty good at these things. So I was one of 6 people who ended the day 8-0. It was 3 Miracle Draven, 1 regular Draven, 1. Actually, was it 2 Miracle or 2 regular Dravens? No, I think it was 4. It might have been an Aurelia that was undefeated. Anyways, doesn't matter. It was 1 Rexi, I think 4 Dravens, and then 1 of another deck. Oh, it was Alan. Alan was the other undefeated. So yeah, 4 Dravens, Alan, and then a Rexi, weirdly enough, that was undefeated day 1. Going into day 2, I paired into Prismat immediately, and round 9, and I 2-0 smoked him. So that was refreshing to see.
Modest.
Yeah. He messaged me after, as he's one to do, to like, think of all the mistakes he made. And it really just came down to I think he made 1 or 2 mistakes in each game, and I don't think I made any mistakes that I could at least recall. So that was really what determined the match. So, and then after that, I played into Alan, which was on stream. If anyone watched it, we just ended up doing a recap for our Diamond members of that in our Discord. And commentated a little bit. I made a couple of pretty newbie errors, but I hope people will forgive me. I mean, I literally had 0 reps on the deck until the Friday of the event. So I think I maybe played once or twice in testing with the deck. I missed on an Ezreal or a Seal, and I was like, I don't really want to play this deck, and then moved back to mid range. Do you think Alan inflates the strength of Ezreal like you did with Set? Yeah, a little bit. I think that deck's we put it in A tier just out of respect for Alan. It realistically is maybe a B tier deck.
Tier.
Yeah. I do think it very much so is in the same category as Set for me from Set 1. And that it's a very niche deck that gets a lot of value out of your opponent not really knowing what's going on. Unfortunately for Alan, I'm a good enough player that I can just look at a deck list and understand his exact game plan. So I was able to beat him in round 10 and take his first loss in an event, after which, I'll let Anton comment on that match a little bit more. He immediately got the back-to-back challenger TCG clapping.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
The 1-2.
Yeah. Round 11 was my first loss, which was unfortunately to a mid-range Miracle hybrid that was played by Deval, who's a good player. So I didn't feel too bad about losing to Deval. I made 1 slight mistake where I played into a hard bargain that I shouldn't have, and it ended up costing me the game. And then the other game I just completely bricked out. So like I said, with the Miracle deck, if you make a single mistake in any matches, then it can be extremely punishing for you, or a mistake that costs the game at least, because there is a strong likelihood that 1 every 3 to 1 every 5 games, you're just going to completely brick out. So you need to really be winning the 2 games that your deck draws properly in order to make it work. Round 12 was on a side stream where I actually ended up losing to the Jax that made Top Cut. That was a deck that I just didn't really understand what was going on with it. Game 1, I was able to beat him and I was feeling good, but it was a close game. Game 2, I just completely bricked out. He was just able to steamroll me, especially going first. He had a God curve. Then game 3 was where I was okay, I need to make something happen. I had a pretty slow start and was in a position to win. However, I unfortunately was letting my opponent play a little bit too slowly, and I think I was also not playing quite as quickly as I could have because I was playing against Jax. I think both of us were just a little bit nervous in the matchup, and due to that, we went to time and ended up making a really bad play to try and push for lethal because it was the only way for me to win the game, was by pushing for lethal there. And he had I think he had Defy plus Counter Strike or something like that to blow me out as his last 2 cards. And I wasn't able to score to 6, and then he was just able to crack me back when I could have just played the Thermo Beam from hand, but he had already played the Counter Strike. So I wasn't going to be able to score to 6 had I done that. And it would have prevented, had the game gone for more turns and I went for that line, I think I would have won that game. But I was in turn 0, and the way that time works is you start on turn 0, then it goes turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. So you only get 1 more turn after time is called. So if you're not on 6 points by the end of that turn 0, when time is called, then you literally can't win the game. So it is very, very frustrating. So I went for that play and then ended up losing. Fortunately, round 13 was against Miracle Draven mirror. and I played against a friend of Randy's who was quite nice, and we played a good match, but I was able to eke it out in the end and make it into top cut. And then the top 8, I played against Aurelia, and I was able to win. And top 4 was the run back into the Miracle Mirror, where I think game 1, there definitely were some... Thinking back on it, there was like one mistake that I maybe made. I haven't been able to do the math in my head to know if I could have played around it differently, but my pitch stack was very awkward, and I needed access to one of my 2 fighter flights that so happened to be like the bottom 7 cards in my deck. But I also needed to be in a position where he couldn't deck me out, because if you guys don't know, in the Miracle Mirror, once it gets to that point that late in the game, it's often that you can just like bushwhack. You take whatever point they aren't Giga holding, and then on the Giga hold battlefield, you just send in 1 unit at a time and force your opponent to draw a card each time until they deck out for the last point. So I could have like done like a very weird counterintuitive line that I think if I had more experience with the deck, I maybe could have won that game 1 in order to get to the fight or flight. But it's really, really hard to say, like in hindsight, because I think if he had... I think it would have left him with 7 cards in deck, and I think he would have been able to maybe produce... He could have either produced 8 or 9 creatures, and that's the big difference. If he could have produced 8, I would have won. If he could have produced 9, then he would have won. So it was a difficult call, but it was one of those that I think I just needed to like slow down and do some counting to see exactly how many units he could have produced, and play it accordingly. But it would have had to involve like me playing a Fizz and then rebuking my own Rasa in order to recycle the rebuke back into my deck after I played a called shot to go specifically to the fight or flight that was in my deck and hide it. So it was an extremely complicated line, and I only really thought about it like as a shower in the morning after sort of line that like maybe in theory this was possible. And then game 2 was like the hardest I bricked all tournament. There was no Ezreal or Seal for 20 cards, so there was just nothing I could do, and he absolutely rolled me game 2. So, but yeah, we made it that far. I was able to beat some of the most respected players in the game, and Alan and Prismat. I had an absolutely insane tournament run, so I'm certainly happy with it from a brand perspective. I think I was able to prove that I'm one of the best at this game, if not the best. So.
Something I'd like to note is this guy played Trifarian War Camp, which it's like, dude, who are you? Like, I'm like, who do you think is beating you in a fight that you need this too? Like, you've already got like.
It was actually kind of. It was actually kind of cute. It was something I was considering specifically for
Singularity. That was the one thing that came to mind when I thought about it.
It could be Singularity and also like Piercing Light, because there are times where you like send a guy in and then you send like your hopeful in, and then you want to play like a Draven in the back if you went like going second, turn 1 hopeful into turn 2 Draven or whatever. So yeah. In this game, do you win when opponent deck hits 0 or when they go to draw and they can't? Technically, you don't win. You only score a point, but that is a victory point that can go through.
And it's when you would draw and you can't.
It's when you draw and you can't. You shuffle your discard back into your deck, and then your opponent scores a point.
Wasn't there draw the cards that you would? You draw the cards that you would have drawn.
Wasn't there a round that you won that way, Colin, where you literally forced your opponent to deck out?
Yes,
to get the
that was
point?
against the opponent, and my top 4 opponent was how I won. So, like I said, it was a very unfortunate line where he was like hyping it up, like, "Oh, be careful, or I might deck you like you did in Swiss," and he was right, and I just didn't stop to do the math to know exactly how many units he could have played, because I think it would have been very, very close. And he got me exactly by 1 might by doing the line that he did. So it was like one of those like impossible to calculate in the situations while you're on camera and there are a million judges watching over you, where like if I had known that he would get to exactly 1 might then over me, then obviously I was cooked. But I should have known that it was like possible to get that to that might number and just gone for the weird called shot into Fizz, rebuking my own Rasa, replaying the Rasa, hiding the fight or flight, and being okay line.
Can I stop and ask,
So
who hurt this man? Why are there 3 Ferris Forerunners in the side of his Miracle deck? Like, what? Why did he need this? Like, was he
That's for you, buddy.
somebody? No. So what happened is someone Bellows Breath Imperial Decree comboed him like one too many times at his local, and he got mega shook and was like, "I'm putting Ferris Forerunner in here." This is totally fucking unnecessary.
This card is crazy into so many matchups, though, right? Like it probably
is,
like
but the
it
shovel
ensures
does
that
the
the
same
Ezreal
thing.
matchup is good for you. Like, yeah, but the shovel is more answerable than Ferris Forerunner.
Sure, I just like this is literally like a who hurt you type shit. But I mean, whatever. This guy, he got second, I didn't. So
yeah, exactly. I don't know. I think he even boarded them in against me. I think it was like you take rebukes out in the mirror typically, so it was like kind of a secret saucy tech afterwards, where you would like board in the forerunners in the mirror, so that like if you're on one of your Giga Brick hands, that you'd still have something efficient that you can play. And I was his only loss, so at least until the finals, which obviously had. The guy had a pretty good run though, so yeah, his list was solid. I think my list was solid. There wasn't too much that I would change. Maybe like a second bag out of the board. It was entirely vibes based on the event, so I didn't really do my proper sideboard mapping. But hopefully, once I get some time this week, I'll be updating the Draven guide for everybody here who has that with my current list, and give a little bit more insight to the deck. But if you like the idea of being in control of your own destiny every game, and you think that you have the ability to like memorize your deck order and play this sort of style at a very quick pace, then I definitely recommend it, as I think it's the most skill intensive deck in the game currently. Was this the best of Yi deck? Yes, it is.
Yes, this is the best of Yi deck.
Yeah, I think I can leave it at there for now. Pass it off to my main man Anton, who actually won something quite nice compared to my measly top 4. So
yeah. So the funny thing, there is some Twitter discussion going on right now. If you guys are checking out, well, the hot take that our social media guy posted, but just about like EV at these events. And, actually going for the win, unless you're actually going to win the event a lot of the times, if you're playing the best deck or a deck that can win the event, the odds are that it's harder for you to really get a lot of EV out of these regional qualifiers. I do hope that at some point Riot offers us a little more in pricing, and I don't even mean money. Like, I think that the money could stay the same if they were giving us more promos and things that like can equal value. Like, for instance, in One Piece, if you make top 8 at One Piece, you get like really a promo that's worth a lot of money. And obviously, like, it's not, the company isn't making sure that it's worth a lot of money or anything, but just by having it be something that you have to earn through a major event, there's going to be a level of scarcity to these things. And, a lot of these collectors don't have the skill sets to actually, or the desire to go grind through these events. And, they would just rather pick it up off of a player who's capable of getting one of these. So yeah, like, at right now, let's say you make top 8 at the event, but you made it with a Draven deck, right? In the end, you're not going to walk away with Draven because whoever wins the event is going to get the Draven more than likely. Obviously, Bologna was a special case, but more than likely, unless you're the actual winner in the current format, you're going to not win the Draven unless you win the whole event. Whereas if you play, say, Misfortune or Master Yi or, Sivir or something, odds are that if you made top 8, you're probably getting the medal card because you were the only one that was able to get up there with one of these like A tier, B tier decks. So you're walking away not only with like the $1,000 you get or whatever from top 8, but these cards that are worth anywhere from 10 to 30, 40K. So it's mostly a lot of the pricing is either super top heavy or you need to medal card. And while I do understand the sentiment of like wanting to go for the win, a lot of us, it's kind of interesting because Emotional made a post about how, he's always going to go for a deck that can win. But at the same time, I recall a post that he made a few weeks back where he basically said like, yeah, like if you're a content creator and you're trying to do this full time, like it only makes sense to metal hunt because like that, like you hit like 2 metals and you've made like an average salary for a year. So like, sorry, what? Go ahead, Alex.
Didn't he play Lucian? Am I crazy?
He did play Lucian. Yes, he did play Lucian.
You think he can win with Lucian? I think that's pretty bold, but
he seemed to think that his matchups, if he hits into Miracle and stuff, are pretty decent.
Yeah, I
was very surprised to hear that. So sorry.
Yeah, he was playing Lucian.
A second while I eat, as I don't want to see people see me eating.
You don't want people to see. What are you, like a girl on a first date? Like, no, sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
Eat on the first date.
Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting, chat.
Yeah.
So you can't see this.
I think this is. I don't know if we have a Wednesday live video already set up, but my idea for the Wednesday live video, I already had the title in my head, and it's Banlist Predictions and the Metal Card / promo problem. And I use the word problem here because it kind of goes off of what Anton is discussing right now, because I think the metal cards are a problem in a different way, where they disguise diversity in a way that I think hides problems, and not in a good way. I don't mean it's fixing a problem. I mean it's hiding a problem. But I'm not going to get into that rant now. That's, like I said, this is like something I want to do on Wednesday. But
sure.
I do think that metal cards create the illusion of a healthy meta. But like I said, I'll get into that.
To some degree. I do think because people are aware of the metal cards, though, like, you know, there are smart people in the crowd who know like that it's kind of fake. So like I don't necessarily see it so much as a problem myself. I think that it's cool to have these little mini like side quests within the tournament to like win a really big prize. I just think that it's so lopsided. Like winning the side quest is generally much higher EV than actually like making a very deep run in the event, unless you just straight up are the winner. And I think that's where the issue is for me.
And to be clear, the metal card problem is like kind of a clickbait title. They're not actually a problem. I'm not advocating to get rid of them. I'll tell you that too. I'm just advocating that you... I hate seeing the sentiments on social media where it's like, the meta's fine, and if metal cards make people not play the best deck, then that's fine. It's like, well, all 4 of the top 4 decks are Draven, so like, is that fine? Like, when Riot has to know that when half their stream, I don't know the actual numbers, I'm pulling them out of my ass, but I know a lot left. When top 4 starts and they show it's 4 Dravens and they lose hundreds, maybe thousands, I don't know, Anton, you knew the number better than me, of people just click off their stream, that's a problem. That should be a wake-up call.
I agree. I agree.
That should be a huge one, like, oh, we probably need to do something about this. But that goes into the ban list discussion again. I'm not going down this path. Anton, I want to hear about your deck. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, so in Bologna, I played Misfortune. I had a pretty good start to my run, and then I just kind of like exploded. And really what that came down to was that I had 4 games back-to-back of just no Auroras, and the Misfortune deck as well as the Sivir Aurora deck, like both of these decks just don't really have much play if you don't have the Aurora. Like you've only gone down to like 5 or 6 creatures. Like you really just... there's so much of your deck is non-creatures, like you literally just can't fight your opponent. You can't even score points. You can't really do anything without hitting the Aurora. And even though Called Shot has made the deck a lot more consistent, and you typically are able to like curve out on Aurora very consistently, there's just so many games where you just brick and you can't do anything. And so that's not really where I wanted to be. I felt kind of sick, honestly, after just having so little agency in that event. And I was like, okay, well, I still think that I personally still wanted to go for a metal card. I did also want to make a deep run in the tournament, so I tried to find the best balance of finding me a deck that I think can still make a deep run, which I believe currently in the current format of the game is just you need to be doing something unfair. I think that decks like Miracles are doing something unfair. I think mid-range Draven is doing something unfair. I think Aurelia is doing something unfair. And I think that Aurora decks, even though I do think, and it's crazy to say this, that Aurora is more fair this set. It's only set 2, and Aurora is already kind of fair. That's pretty insane. But it's still unfair, ultimately. You could still get this 3-card combo, or if you're on the draw, just Catalyst plus Aurora, and you could still just win from that. games that you otherwise would have no business winning. If you just draw these 2 cards, you win. So yeah, I felt like I wanted to be on an Aurora deck. I felt after Misfortune, like I said, regardless, I was going to be off Misfortune because I was really sick to the no agency thing. But especially after seeing Misfortune win the event, I was like, okay, well, I think that these Mind Splitter Aurora decks are going to be more popular. Which obviously is, if you're metal card hunting, you want to find the bounty that's going to have the least bounty hunters on it. So. I felt like E was pretty underrepresented at Bologna, and it was one of the decks that I had tested into Colin leading up to it. Like I played him with Volibear, which I also think is a deck that has agency and can play a little bit more of a game without its Aurora. And I played him with Master Yi a little bit. And of the two, I felt like Yi had the best chance specifically into Miracle. Mostly because of the counter spells, like against my game with Alan, which I'll go down my tournament run in a little bit, but against my game with Alan, I remember I was able to, while he was on like fairly low resources, I was able to defy one of his called shots, and it just kind of like stopped him dead in his tracks. And yeah, just having the counter spell for the called shots can make a really big difference of that deck. Like they can't start popping off, they can't start finding all their other called shots and drawing all these cards. And yeah, so I liked the green stuff. I also think that Not So Fast really made a big difference. Obviously in set 1, Rebuke was like enemy number 1 for the deck, but you were only really dealing with Rebuke and Annie. Now with purple being so heavily represented in the format, you're going to be dealing with Rebuke all day, or at least the potential of multiple Rebukes, even though it does seem like a lot of people have only cut Rebuke down to like 1 for the most part, which is really good for Aurora decks. So yeah, I felt like the tools that we had now were better to deal with the Rebukes. Green also got some really nice tools. So you guys will see that there's the Desert's Call in the deck, 3 Desert's Call. This made a really big deal for Yi.
I was going to ask about this card. How good was Desert? How much did Desert Call move the needle for this deck? Because that was the card I know you said I think this is going to be huge for this deck.
Yeah, I think it came up a lot. It came up a lot. I wouldn't say there were games where I do feel like into Draven, which is like obviously is going to be a deck that you're going to expect to see. I do think it's kind of worse because obviously you can wall off their 2-drops, but like Draven himself can become a 6. So like these guys are defending for 4. That doesn't really do anything against against their turn 2 play. So that's kind of an issue. Of course, you can hold up disciplines and things like that to like force more stuff from them, but it's not like super great. I will say into one Draven game though. In my day 2 run, I won the game with a Sand Soldier token as my only card on my board. So that was kind of crazy. He literally held for the 8th point. So yeah, I think it was overall pretty good. It was definitely good into some of the other decks that I played it against, but yeah, just being able to wall my opponent off of points, and like also just it kind of gave me just more of a race. That was the big thing. Like I can actually kind of like have a certain amount of points before my Aurora starts coming down, or before my Yi or my Dead Bloom are getting into the fray. And that does make a really big difference because I'm actually able to race. I'm actually able to like not have to worry about time as much because I'm like somewhat in the game as far as points go. I would say it made a big impact for sure. Even though like a lot of the deck, I mostly played against meta. So it was kind of tough, like obviously. So I'll go down my tournament run real quick. So first opponent I played against was Kazi on Lucian. I've played against Kazi before. He actually way back, if you guys remember the OG. It's not even that long ago, right? We've only had this channel going for like 4 months, 5 months now. But back in my original 2K, this was actually my first opponent I ever played against. He was playing Aurora Yi back then actually, and I was playing Kaisa. And we ended up drawing in that 2K, and that was when I first met him. And so we've kind of had a pretty good, cordial relationship since then. But yeah, I know that he's like an MTG grinder, and that he's a solid enough player from playing him before that I wasn't super happy that my first opponent of the day, because I did have a round 1 bye from a skirmish. So round 2, my first opponent of the day is like an actual player. Not to say I don't enjoy playing good games and everything, but uh, you want as easy a tournament run as possible. Like
For sure.
we're going for prizing here. So yeah, and he flips over Lucian, and let me tell you, chat. As an Aurora player, that is not the guy you want to see. Lucian is a terrible matchup for you. They're super mobile. You can't really punish them with Dead Blooms because they're always pulling out of the battlefields. They have Ride the Winds to like score extra points to like negate your 9-point game battle, your Aspirant's Climb. Like it doesn't matter because they're doing Ride the Wind shenanigans, and they're capable of scoring extra points because he was on the combo version. Not only that, but like your stats of being like a 6 might guy, or even defending as an 8 or defending as a 10, if they get like 3 equipments on a unit, it doesn't matter. Like each of those equipments is giving every unit for the rest of the game plus, like if they equipped all 3 of them, like +9, right? So +9 to any unit, like your Dead Bloom cannot defend against +9 on every unit, So it's definitely a hard thing to deal with, but I wasn't happy to see Lucian. I did make a mistake in game 1. I remember where I didn't set a Zanya's because I thought that I just really needed the extra ruin next turn. But I think if I had actually saved my unit that turn, maybe I could have held out and not lost game 1. But ultimately, like I said, the matchup was really bad, and I got smoked in game 2 with like multiple punch first and it combo. It was just not good. So yeah, took my L right at the start of the tournament, and I was like, man, that's a rough start to my tournament, man. But it is what it is. We keep going. So I don't remember in the exact order of what I played against. I'm sure I could go look through my rounds, but I know I played against 2 Draven mid-range on day 1. I played into Aurelia. I played into a Miracle Jinx. I did play Miracle Colin, and I played Miracle Jinx, not Miracle though. It was just Miracle Jinx.
I see. I
mean, it is Miracle deck, but yes, not Miracle Draven. I played against Miracle Jinx day 1, and then I played into Kaisa. The Kaisa who ended up being best of Kaisa. I beat that guy, and then I played into Master Yi on the final round, which was like, oh cool, like I get to knock down one of these other Yis that's going for the card with me. So that also felt really good. So I went into day 2 with the highest breakers as Yi, and I was X1, so I was definitely very live for top cut. Day 2, I played into Kit Kats, who's an OG Hearthstone grinder. He's actually the guy who like made Control Warrior. You can go look up Liquidpedia if you want to look up Kit Kats. But yeah, I played into this guy. He was on mid-range Draven. I will definitely say that he made a few mistakes. It seemed, he told me after the match and stuff, like he's a dad now. He's got a lot of family stuff going on. He can't grind necessarily as much as we do, but ultimately that was the game. Oh, what a crazy game. So like it literally comes down to the final turn was I have 3 cards in my hand. I have Not So Fast, I have a Discipline, and I have a I guess let me set up the turn before. So this guy's got a he's got a hidden on each battlefield. He's got like 8 might. He's got a Kaisa and a Hopeful on one side. The other side he's got like Draven plus a Fan. No. He's got the Fan with the Hopeful and the Kaisa, and then he's got like 8 might on the other battlefield too, plus a hidden. He has a hidden on this side. So I have 2 Sand Soldiers. I remember I had a Master Yi, and I have a White Flame Protector, and then I have a Dead Bloom in my hand. So I remember I'm on 10, and so I end up going. I have a Not So Fast in my hand, so I end up sending a Sand Soldier into his battlefield with a 2-drop on it, and he ends up using Fight or Flight on my first Sand Soldier. So I was thinking long and hard about if I should Not So Fast it. I decided not so fast it. I send the second 2-drop in, and he ends up using Tide Turner on the other battlefield. So now both of his hiddens are face up. I don't have to worry about what to play anymore, but he ends up switching the Fan to the other side. So then now my second Sand Soldier ends up trading onto his Tide Turner, leaving him with just 8 on this side. So now I still have to deal with the fan on the other side. So what ends up happening, though, is I end up sending my 14 on that side, and he ends up deciding not to trigger the fan, and he ends up having exactly 14 because he knows that I have a Not So Fast. He had Mind Splittered me, so he knows that if I Not So Fast, I guess we're gonna trade anyway, but he ends up not triggering the fan. So yeah, we're now 14 to 14. I full trade on that side. Then I have to play. I lose all my units other than, like I said, the one Sand Soldier that he fight or flighted back. Then I end up having to play the Dead Bloom onto the side with Kaisa and the Noxus Hopeful to just for trade, just to take him off board because he's holding for lethal. And so like all I have left is this little Sand Soldier, and that's it. My opponent but my opponent was down to a single card. So he then goes into on his turn, he just plays Darius and passes. Now he played Darius pass. Now he's on a single card. So I have a play where I draw Aurora. I have a Discipline and a Not So Fast in my hand. This guy's got Darius plus 1 card. So I'm like, okay, well, my guy with the Discipline walls off the Darius, and he gets to go to the 8th point on the Reaver's Row. So I'm like, okay, my guy plus the Discipline will kill the Darius. And if he tries to play 2 cards, as long as they're not 2 units, then I beat 2. I can't beat 2 units, but I can beat like any interaction spell because I have the Not So Fast to protect him. And that'll also counter the spell, which will prevent Darius from triggering. And he only has 2 cards. So I know for a fact that like with only 2 cards, you know, as long as they're not 2 units, I should be fine. And even if they are 2 units, like then he can't win unless one of the units has Accelerate, because the Darius will go into my guy and I can push it back because I'm on the Reaver's Row. And then he will be able to draw 2 cards. He'll be able to draw a card for scoring a point at 7 and for me retreating from the row, but he can't win unless he also has another Accelerate guy. So in the end, I decided to not play the Aurora because then if I play the Aurora, I have to fully tap out. I will get an additional unit there, but if he has Darius plus Rebuke, which is what he had exactly in his hand, by the way, chat, then like I'm cooked, right? He just rebukes my guy. Darius trades over my thing. I'm fully tapped out. I can't Discipline her anymore. So I end up going for the, you know what? Just leave the Aurora in my hand, hold up the Discipline and the Not So Fast. And he tries to, no, he had Switcheroo. So he goes in with the Darius onto my token. I Discipline, which I think I drew into a Defy or something. I think it was a Defy. So I was feeling really good there. And then he goes for a Switcheroo. I Not So Fast it, and that closes the game. So that was definitely where the Sand Soldier was the best. That guy was my GOAT, winning me the game against him.
Yeah. That guy's one of our Diamond subs, too. Good dude.
Yeah, Kit Kats. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So then next up, I played against Don Croxa on Aurelia. He did make a pretty fatal error. Turns out, chat, people still don't know how to do Yi math sometimes. So this guy basically sends his...
What was it? Don Croxon? Did you say his name was?
Don Croxa or something.
That sounds like a One Piece character. Jeez, go on. Sorry.
Yeah. So he ends up having an untapped Aurelia going into my Yi. I have a Zanyas on the field, so like my Yi's gonna save himself anyway, even if he trades over it. But he like plays a Discipline. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, okay, pass Prio. And so obviously his Aurelia with the untap for the turn plus the +3 for the trade, it's a trade. It's 8-8. And so I'm just like, yeah, okay. Like, and he said pass Prio, and I was like, you're sure? And he's like, yep. And I'm like, okay, so trade. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like Yi plus 2. And he's like, oh. And then he like tries to do another action, and I'm like, no, you said pass Prio. And then he tried to and to be fair, this was just like he wasn't aware. He said it was ruled differently at some event, whatever, but he tried to basically argue or ask the judge if Yi is a trigger. And for those of you who aren't aware, chat, Yi is not a trigger. It is a continuous effect. It is just a constant effect. You do not have to answer. You do not have to declare Yi ability or anything. That it just happens. The moment you get the defender designation, Yi ability is in effect. There's nothing you have to announce. The judges, of course, rule it that way. And so he is forced to trade his Aurelia off, and he didn't have a GA on it or anything. So I mean, I'm sure you can guess how that goes with Aurelia. He had tapped all his mana to make this play, and yeah. So that was a little bit of a punt from the Aurelia player. But yeah, I was able to get the. I think that I was pretty favored into Aurelia. I had played Min the day before with the deck, and I felt really good. Like I said, really into the sneaky version. That's where I felt like the Sand Soldiers were going to shine the most. Like the sneakies and the Stellarcorn herders. If you're just like walling them off with these 2/2 drops, they just can't do anything without having to burn a lot of their actual interaction spells or pumps. So that was pretty good. Next up, I had to play Alonsq after Colin had just ended his undefeated run. And so, like I said, Colin gave me the layup. And I was like, all right, well, I got a dunk on him. So, yeah, I played him around game one. Game one, I did the Aurora thing, chat. I'm not going to lie. I smacked him with it. Turn 3. I got like a Mountain Drake off the first one, which is like the hardest unit for this man to deal with. How is he ever dealing with a 12 on the defense? Like, this guy's massive. I also had I had a Zanya's on top of that, so he has to get through this 10 might unit 2 times with this deck that like has these little deal 3s and stuff. Like, it is not an easy unit for this man to deal with. So yeah, he just got really walled off by that. I was just able to build a massive backline. I had the point tempo, so I had no need to actually like commit a bunch of units. The Fox obviously does nothing into my 10 might unit that defends for an extra +2. So yeah, he was just kind of in a really rough spot. I was able to get really far ahead in game 1, and he loses that game 1. Game 2, we have a much different game. He definitely had a very strong start. And basically, I got really screwed by the which if any of you guys read my Aurora Yi guide in set 1, I explained why I really didn't like Sigil of the Storm in Master Yi, because it can really hurt you, and it kind of did really hurt me because I ended up getting a Dead Bloom off of my Aurora, but the only place that I could put it down on was the Sigil, which set me back a ruin. And then because he had boarded in the God, what's the gear bouncing spell called? Factory Recall. So he had boarded in Factory Recall. So at action speed, he literally like bounces my Aurora back, and I had gone down an additional ruin, so I no longer can play Aurora next turn, and it really screwed me over. And so I kind of just fell really far behind that game. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Dead Bloom there that turn, so that I couldn't give him that action window. Looking back on it, but that's what I ended up doing, and it ended up screwing me over. I didn't play around the Factory Recall, didn't even honestly consider it, so that was on me for sure. But in game 3, he makes a horrible blunder, which is basically I end up taking one battlefield with Master Yi, and I leave 2 up. He sends a Vex and a Student into. Well, no, first off, he starts by sending the Vex and the Student, and then he says, "No, wait." He's like, "Do you mind? Nothing's changed. Do you mind if I take this back, and if I send my Ezreal to the open battlefield first?" And I said, I think about it for a second. I'm like, no, that's fine. So he sends the Ezreal to the other side to get an extra point. Then he sends his Vex and his Student into my Master Yi, who's defending. I have a Zanya's in the back, by the way. So once again, I'm in the position of like, well, he's going to have to use some of his interaction and stuff. If my Yi dies, whatever. I got a Zanya's. He'll live, and he'll come back next turn for the crackback. It's not nearly as bad as Draven when you're not drawing cards for losing these combats. So I'm just like, okay, whatever. I'll take his Vex in the process. Like, I'm okay with this. So he ends up going for, I think he had like 6 lands at the time. So he ends up going for a Arcane Shift, targeting his Ezreal to try to retreat it back to the base. So he had, like I said, he had initially done this take back to get an extra point with his Ezreal. Now, I had 2 mana up, and Vex is obviously taxing me, but I have exactly enough. I don't know if you know, but Defy stops Arcane Shift. So I'm able to Defy. I have to pay my extra energy. I stop the Arcane Shift. Then he's like, he just like starts tanking for a little bit. Doesn't look like he's too happy. And then he's like, okay, so trade. And I'm like, no, we don't trade. And he's like, but Student, like, I got the +1. I was like, no, Defy. You don't get the +1. And he was like,
no.
Oh, so yeah, then he just like has to accept because what else could he do? He loses his Vex, he loses his student. My Yi holds strong. I don't have to pop Zanya's, and now his Ezreal's trapped on the other side, and Yi's about to gank over and munch for free because he did this take back to get the extra value. And after the game, he claims that he didn't pay attention that I had 2 up, but it is what it is. I did have 2 up, so
Alan making excuses for why he lost. Crazy.
So yeah, after that, I mean, after losing basically his whole board and for free, and everything, like it was pretty much lights out after that. Like I didn't even need Aurora to win that game after that. It was just there was really nothing that this guy could do. I'm holding up infinite interaction. I have like wind wall in hand. I have not so fast. I have defies. Like he's never getting through my board. I have all the point tempo. And that was a wrap. So I was able to, like I said, follow up Colin and give Alon's Q his X2. I mean, obviously the man still was able to make top 8 even after losing back-to-back to us. So shout out to him. But yeah, this now put me into contention for top 8. I am literally on my winning in. If I win my next round, I can draw my last round and I'm in top 8. So I was not expecting to be here, chat. Like I said, I was expecting, not that I didn't think that I couldn't be here, but I wasn't really sure how far Yi was going to take me. I just knew that this was going to be high EV for the medal, and I knew that I had a shot at like still making top cut, or at least making, top 64 and getting my invite, which was my main goal. But now I'm in the position where, hey, I can actually make top cut. I literally just need one more win. Unfortunately, I ended up playing Randy. You guys might have caught this on stream. And I got smoked 2-0. Randy wasn't on full Miracle Draven. He was kind of on this hybrid of like mid-range and Miracle, but Miracle's really hard for Aurora. And like I said, unless they kind of break out and have games where all their seals and Ezreals are at the bottom, or you're able to defy their called shots and like you have a decent amount of tempo on top of being able to defy their called shots, then it's like maybe potentially winnable. But yeah, Randy smoked me. I'm sure you guys saw. For those who are wondering, if you did watch the stream, I kind of had an error where, so normally the way I set up my board is I have my my rune deck on my left side, and I have my deck and my discard on my right side. And because of the way that they had everything set up and the judges were like, well, your deck and thing need to be like underneath each other in the zones, I got kind of confused. So I put my deck on my left side where my runes normally are, and I put my my rune deck on my right side where my deck usually is. And then when I played, like just out of muscle memory, because I like my paper reps and stuff, when I played my ramp spell, I immediately started flipping the top card of my deck over because that's usually where my runes are. So I got a warning for that on stream, and you guys might have seen me do that twice. And then I asked the judge, like, Judge, can I just please switch these things in position, because like this is really messing with me. I don't know. It was crazy. Whatever. They let me switch it over. All it was a warning. They didn't give me a double warning or anything. And after that, I was able to play fine. But it didn't matter. That ultimately was a very small thing. Like Randy just smoked me, like I said. So then I still was somewhat live for top 8. We looked at it, and if I had potentially beaten my last opponent, I could, depending on what other things happened in other games.
Some things had to go very right.
Yeah, a lot of things had to go right, or
Yes.
Colin had to lose, which I wouldn't want to happen, of course. But like, I would have to win, Colin would have to lose, or other things happened, like someone else got some unintentional draws, which gave me the opportunity, even with Colin winning, that I could have, if I won, still made top 8. So I was technically still live for top 8, but then I played into no veggies on Miracle Sivir, and that's still a really hard deck as well. I did have like a perfect Aurora hand, but like I got sabotaged, and I really couldn't find any creatures. I just got really smoked in those games. So ultimately, I lost my last round, and the other Yi that was in contention for the medal also lost his last round. So I was the highest breaker Yi by far. So because me and the other guy had the same record, I still was able to secure the best of. So I was the best of Master Yi in the event. And I was really happy with my tournament run. Like I said, I mean, in Houston, when I played Gale on stream, turns out that I don't know why they do this to me, chat, but every win-in I've had for top cut at these regionals, they put me on stream and I lose to a purple deck. I don't know what it is, but it's literally back to back. Like in Houston, I needed to win that game and I draw my last round, I'm in top cut. Here, I need to win my last game and draw my last round, I'm in top cut. And both times, I just get molested on stream. Like, it was just not okay. So, but whatever. Yeah, you know, I was still happy with my run. I was happy to secure the Yi. Hopefully these headshots come out soon because I was looking sexy and Yu-Gi-Oh! Like in my super cool pose. So I want to make that my profile picture. But yeah, I was happy with my run. Obviously, the team was really happy with my result too. So overall, can't say anything bad about the tournament. I did secure my invite. So I thought that when I was originally picking, I was picking between metal carding or securing my invite. But I was able to make a deep enough run that I was able to do both. So the old man still got it.
Very impressive from Anton.
Okay, so we got some questions, I think.
Yeah, I saw a few questions. I saw someone mentioning the Draven guide and thanking me for it. So that was really nice to see. That was one of the best things about the weekend, to be honest, for me, was like the amount of people that just like walked up to me and recognized me and wanted a picture to thank me for all that we've done on the content side was really heartwarming. So I appreciate everyone who actually ended up coming up and talking to me. It really meant a lot, and especially not after not being able to have exactly the run I wanted. Obviously, I would have much preferred to win, as everyone else would too. But yeah, so it was just really nice to hear. I think the craziest one was in the Friday event. There was like a group of 3 people who came up to me on the last round and was like, "We're all on your mid-range Draven list and we're all 5-0 in this event." So they all ended up getting a medal card out of it, which was just awesome to see. So it really was a great event to see everybody, and I'm really excited to continue playing this and doing what we're doing. So it's chill to come up and say hi. Yeah, exactly.
Yes, yeah.
Please come up and say hi. We'll do photos.
We're
whatever it is.
Super down for that. Yeah, I was also just like approached by so many people. Yeah, everybody loves our content. Was constantly approached by people like that. I mean, we met Dog. If you guys have watched Hearthstone, Dog, like he said he watches our content. That was awesome because I watched so much dog content. Like it was just really cool meeting all these different people. Yeah.
I definitely had an arc where I would fall asleep to Dog's YouTube videos that he uploaded every night for the Hearthstone Battlegrounds or whatever. I never really even played the game that much. It was just, he's got a soothing voice and vibe. Yeah. And whenever I get into the habit of something, it just becomes a constant thing. So
so there was a little side note but related. There was a Pokemon guy, he's a Pokemon, like some super famous Pokemon VGC guy, that said he was quitting going to events because too many people were coming up, and he literally said, I guess, grabbing his balls. Like, this is apparently this is a real story.
He was getting touched in a way he didn't want to be touched.
Yeah.
I want to let you know, you full permission, you can come up and fondle my balls. That's okay. I do not have a problem with that. When I saw that, I was like, damn.
Careful what you wish for, buddy. Careful what you wish for.
People already want you spitting on them.
Yes, people were already literally upset at Vegas that you weren't there spitting on them. So
this is like I was like, this is straight first world problems. This guy's getting a stroke every single round. This is like my dream. Holy shit. But yeah, I don't know these people. Please, I don't watch YouTube like this. I don't know who this guy is. I saw this clip. I saw this clip. I do not watch YouTube. This is like a very real thing. I do not consume YouTube. I do not consume Twitch. Like I don't know who this person is. Yeah. So
yeah. It was probably Wolfie VGC, if anyone is curious in chat, because I do remember that story as well. So
Wolfie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think that's extremely weird, by the way. I do not think that is appropriate behavior. I'm not condoning people go up and touch other people's balls, to be clear.
Yeah.
But yes, you can do that to me, though. That is fine. I just want to see if it'll happen. It's like this is like a social experiment. Maybe
Yeah,
maybe
what
after
they're gonna
the next two.
they're gonna grab them so hard that your grapefruits are gonna burst and you're gonna be sad.
Oh well,
that
that maybe in 2 events I'll be like, you'll see a video
yeah.
from me where I'm like, I'm quitting Riftbound because I got what I wished for. Too many people fondled my balls.
Ball
It's
tap too
over.
many times.
Yeah.
Balls exploded. They're gone now.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, don't. That is not me signing off on you and going and groping other people's balls. To be clear. But yeah. So and speaking of groping my balls. Speaking of groping people's balls and the absence of doing so. So a couple people asked why I wasn't there this weekend. There's a couple of reasons, but it was kind of... So pretty much what happened was like this. I booked my flight for Thursday. Massive blizzard, like first blizzard in 9 years, hits the Northeast. I live in New Hampshire, for those who don't know. Don't dox me, please. Massive blizzard. I also live on the side of a mountain. We got like... The snow amount we got wasn't even that crazy. It was like a foot or whatever. But like crazy winds. Every flight in the Northeast is canceled. Everybody was just getting fucked. I can't get a flight home until Wednesday, which means I don't even get home till Thursday. Like I didn't arrive at my house till Thursday morning. So here's the problem. I booked my flight for Thursday. I switched it back to Wednesday. Because I wanted to go early because Juggernaut was going early and I wanted to hang out, so it was like, whatever. And so I then paid like $200 or $300 to switch my flight back to Wednesday. Then I'm not even getting home till Wednesday. So now what I have to do if I want to go to Vegas is I have to go home, which is a 2-hour drive, because I need to like wash my clothes, like take a shower, say hi to my wife, then come back to the airport. I need to change my flight back for another $300. So this flight is now over $1,000. And on top of the fact that I've been in a Holiday Inn in Bologna for an extra 4 days that I didn't want to be, and I've already spent an extra $1,000 or something. It's not that much, like $600 or whatever. And I'm there all by myself. Like it's a miserable experience. So I kind of like just rage quit, and I was just like, nope, I'm not having it. I'm pissed off, and just kind of rage quit the weekend. So kind of something I regret a little bit, but I needed the reset because I just like, I was like, there's some other things, like I'm not having fun with the format. Granted, I'm kind of a cruising for a bruise and playing Rexi. So that's on me kind of. I should probably just play the Miracles deck. That was a factor into it too. I wasn't disappointed with my performance at Bologna by any means. I lost the metal card on Breakers. It is what it is. But I think it was just like kind of a very emotional response, like a very like just, I can't believe I'm stuck here for 4 more days. I have to do all this. I'm exhausted, and I was just like, I have to spend all this money, and I was just like, you know what? I can't do it, and I kind of just, I didn't want to hear about it either. I had about, like, by no exaggeration, I think I counted 27 different people message me and ask me where I was, and I just, like, couldn't deal with it. I didn't want to respond to every single person and be like, here's the story. Now you have the story, so if you message me, you kind of have an idea of what happened and where I went, and, am I playing locals in New Hampshire? Nearest locals for me, I live on Crotchet Mountain. So you can look up where that is, and you can look up civilization. Look up the people per square foot in the town I live in. You look up Crotchet Mountain, Bennington, New Hampshire. Look up people per square foot where I live.
Bro's doxing himself.
Yeah, I don't care. Fuck it. Like, they can look me up. My name's Alex Blandon. You know how many Alex Blandons exist? 7. There's 7 of us that you can find online. I know. I check
About to
all
be
the time.
6 after the doxing.
Actually, it is 6 because one of them died. True story. If you type in Alex Blandon, you'll see his obituary. So there's 6 of us now that you can find online. So it's easy. You can figure it out. I don't care. But anyways, that's pretty much my story. My Bologna run was not even worth discussing. I lost to Ferris Forerunner over and over and over again. I lost to 1 Miracles. Someone asked if I had an interesting judge story. I did have one, just one. I guess I had 2. The first one was, and I'll make this quick, and then we can move on to the rest of the decks because I know you guys are interested. and you meet my talking quota for the night, of course. But I had a judge call where I actually presented my opponent a deck that I had undersided, and so I had 9 cards in my. I had 1 less card in my deck over undersided. On top of that, I had swapped a Ferris Forerunner to the main for a longsword, but I had actually forgot to take the longsword out. My deck was still the correct number of cards. It was still 39, but I forgot to make the switch. So I had an illegal deck in 2 different ways. And I kind of made a tweet about this because the judging was abysmal at this event. So they come back, and the head judge sits me down and goes, okay, why is this like, they didn't even care about the sideboard error because it was a deck check, a random deck check round 3 that this happened. And the guy goes, okay, explain to me why your main board is wrong. And I gave him the story, and he's like, I believe you. Like, that story was very quick. It was fluid. You're clearly telling the truth, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, okay, the sideboard issue, blah, 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 game loss. We'll just make it easy. Like, yes, I take the game loss. And he's like, nah, this isn't a game loss. And I'm like, what? And he's like, yeah, the CR says this is by the tournament policy. It's not a game loss. And I was like, what would have to happen for this to be a game loss? I presented an illegal deck in 2 different ways. Like, this should be a game loss. And so, pretty much what happens then is that he goes, well, by the rules, if your opponent had caught this, it would be a game loss. And I'm like, you're the judge! There's no higher authority than you. If you can't game loss me for catching me, then who can? So now, the head judge comes back over because this floor judge was explaining, and I'm arguing, I'm like, no, this is a game loss. And he's like, I'm confused. Are you arguing for yourself to receive a game loss? And I'm like, yes, because this upholds a precedent. This should not be a rule. Like, if someone did this to me, you better believe that I would be screaming at you the same way I am now to game loss me, that you should be game lossing them. And that's how I expect it to be played out. My opponent also is not feeling good about this because now he feels which he said he didn't feel some sort of way. He was a good sport about it. He's like, I don't care. I'm fine with whatever the judge decides, blah, blah, blah. But I could see it. He felt some sort of way. And me and the head judge go back and forth for maybe 10 minutes. And I'm like, this is ridiculous. This should be a game loss. And he's like, well, I'm not going to game loss you. If you want to scoop, you can. I did not scoop, of course. Although my opponent bodied me pretty easily, so it didn't matter. But I was like, this should be a game loss. Like, I'm not arguing because I want a game loss. I'm arguing to uphold a precedent of what I think the rules should be in this game, even if your stupid CR handbook doesn't say it should be. And if it doesn't say that, you should be able to divert from policy. Judges can, if they can reasonably explain why they can divert from policy, they should. And this is a case where I felt strongly that the judge should divert from policy. However, he did not. This is something that's true of a lot of good players too. Alon ZQ, and I'll say his name the right way for you guys this time. In top 8 of that Texas regional, he told his opponent not to get the point, or he wasn't supposed to get the point till his turn, and then he forgot it, and he said, "Live by the." He knew it. He knew the game. He said, "Live by the sword, die by the sword." Like, I'm the one who called it out. I forgot it. I accept. Like, didn't fight it. That's how it should be. Like, so that was my only kind of funny judge call. The other one was, this is a real quick one. I'm playing Lucian. We're in game 3. I epically throw game 2. I won't even explain how. But I epically throw game 2. This is for the winning in for day 2 as well. We're both X2, so we're winning in. I am on the play. I go Arena's Greatest. At the start of my turn, I resolve my mulligans. My opponent points out the Arena's Greatest. He goes, Arena's Greatest. I go, yes, I know. I don't say anything. I just write the point down. But he points it out. He goes, Arena's Greatest. Points to it. It's my turn. I go play Vi pass, which Nightmare turn 1 play, by the way. I go Vi pass. He goes, you missed Arena's Greatest trigger. And I'm like, you're fucking with me right now. And he goes, no, you missed it. I was like, I wrote it down and you pointed it out. And he goes, yeah, but you didn't declare it. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, this guy must be trying to fool me because he pointed it out on my turn. So he probably thought he could point it out. I would write it down and then he would get me not to point it out. So I think some like fuck shit's going on right now. And so I'm like pissed, of course. And he's like, I'm just going to call a judge. And I look this guy right in the eyes. I'm like, you're not going to win. This will be an hour-long judge dispute. Like, you're not going to, like, this is not going to fly. And I wrote it down on my pad, not at the end of the turn, but right when he said it at the start of my turn, Arena's Greatest trigger. The judge comes over. I start revving up, like, because I'm like, I can feel the like a Looney Tunes cartoon. I can feel like the red filling up like a tube in my body. And of course, the judge comes over. We start explaining our side of the story. The judge, before we even get into it, just goes, "Look, guys, I'll make this easy for you. This is a he said, she said. I'm going to rule in my favor." He's like, "I'm going to rule in this guy's favor. He has it on his pad. I don't like. Have a nice day. Goodbye." And my opponent then goes, he goes, "Yeah, sorry, man. My opponent, I saw this. My opponent like did this to me in an earlier round, so I had to try." I'm like, "The fuck you did? Like,
No,
the fuck
you
you
did
think
not.
this is?
You did not have to try.
You did not have to try." He's like, I was like, "Man, come on. Like, are we really playing this game right now?" So I ended up winning that game. Thank fucking God. I would have lost my shit if I lost it, especially how bad I threw the last one. So, yeah. So that's my rant. Now we can get into some more decks.
Yeah, people want to get into the lists.
Yeah. I talked long enough. Let's get to it. Let's talk about the spicy Jax list. What do you guys think, Colin? You experienced this firsthand.
Colin got smoked by this, didn't he?
Yeah,
I lost to it.
Yeah,
it was a 2-1,
okay,
and I did not get
okay.
smoked. I like bricked 2 games, and
well, let me tell you, everyone loved
Lost
us
in
putting
time.
Jackson metal card side quest, and everybody in our comments is like, "Oh, you guys did this, but then you lost to it." Oh.
yeah, I mean, I could have if I had told the guy to hurry up, and I had hurried up myself. But the issue that like a lot of people don't talk about when you're on cam is normally there's a clock that I can watch, so I can watch my pace of play whenever you're in a normal event. They don't even tell you the time in the feature match. So like by the time I like asked him, it was like the start of game 2, and he said there were like 22 minutes. I was like, there's no fucking way that first game took 40 minutes, and I guess it somehow did. So we just had to like hurry through games 2 and 3, and that definitely costed me just because I let the guy. I think he thought too much. I thought too much. It was like on both sides we should have hurried up, but because we didn't have the clock to look at, there was never a point where I could just be like, all right, let's pick up the pace here. But yeah, it was not on him or not on me. It's just the unfortunate nature of the stream stage. I think if I were to give any sort of advice to them, just giving like a time update to the players would be very nice. But yeah, do you have it pulled up on stream? Let me.
Yeah, it's up.
Wait, yeah, it's the Jax deck. Yeah,
Okay.
It's been here.
Yeah,
It's been
Interesting.
Here. I got it.
Yeah, so this deck does have a lot of cute stuff going on.
I think one of the big things
It's-
that changed that some people aren't aware of still is the brutalizer ruling.
Yeah.
The
Is
ruling
that
is that
confirmed?
Jax. Yes, it's confirmed.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
doing it the whole time.
Yeah. So Jax says, of course, that you can attach a equipment you control to a unit you control, and so the ruling is that you can basically, even if you have a brutalizer attached to one of your units, you can use Jax to attach it back to itself, and then the brutalizer, of course, says if it was attached this turn, you get +2. So then basically you're able to just every turn tap your Jax to like put a free blood rush on one of your guys. Or it's even better
Yeah.
than a blood rush because it's defensive. Well, no, you can't use it defensively. But yeah, I mean, you get a free +2 every turn that you have a brutalizer in play, and that's really strong.
Yeah, this deck is quite annoying to be honest to deal with, just because their units are so sticky when it comes to everything that they're providing off of like the flashed in
Wait,
Guardian
Colin.
Angel from hand was
The
quite
Rune
nice.
Runner.
So
That's your.
Yes, the one
yeah,
of camel. The one of
I don't think
camel.
the camel ever came up. I think he might have played it against game. He played it one game and he lost that game. So that tells you about how good that card is. So
Free Stella Guard
yeah.
Herder. I mean, this card.
it's mostly with Aphelios that it's actually crazy that the rule works that way. Because Aphelios just says whenever he's equipped, he can either channel a rune, he can ready 2 runes, or buff him.
Yeah, it definitely
and
makes
that-
the Aphelios much more insane, right?
Yeah, so as soon as you establish
single
your
equipment becomes the
Aphelios,
channel plus a untap 2.
yeah, exactly. You just
Well-
especially after you go like Aphelios into Jax, then you put your Brutalizer on it, and Yeah, then you can just hold so easily with this deck with the way that's currently constructed, because like if they send in all their guys and you just counter strike your guy, and then all their guys get pushed back, you could do 1,000,000 damage to it. It doesn't matter. They all get pushed back because all damage is dealt simultaneously. On top of that, they can also just like flash in a Guardian Angel onto it and immediately equip it, and then it's just like an instant speed Zhonya's for free, which is also quite nice. So, and obviously, yeah, the Brutalizer helps a lot for breaking boards, and when you can just like equip all your equipments to your guys and just, you know, keep on skeeting or whatever, +3ing your Brutalizer over and over again, it's quite good. Obviously, its biggest weakness is the fact that it just has so few units. So I think this deck wasn't actually that bad into Draven, to be honest. You have like the counter spells, the counter strikes are quite nice.
He made top cut. He had to play a Draven, right? Like he had to be.
Yeah. I mean, I think the real issue this deck runs into is like playing. I don't know how this deck beats Kaisa. I mean, I guess you have to like not so fast their singularities and stuff.
Runner.
You have one camel, but the deck is so unit light.
Counter Strike
13.
also protects from single.
Yeah, I guess so. So it does have a little bit more legs than we really gave it credit for, to be honest.
I think that the ruling changed a lot, though. That was the thing. Like,
yeah,
when we were
it mostly
testing
is
this
the
card,
ruling.
we were never testing with like, oh, I can double trigger Aphelios, or I can, I can do a Brutalizer trigger every turn. Like, that was not something that we really knew until going into these events. So,
the Brutalizer ruling, is it more reasonable to run Orange Jacks over Stellacorn? Probably not. I think it's the fact that you have to equip specifically to the Jacks and then it costs you an energy every time is like, you can maybe board the Orange Jacks if like you have board spaces and you're playing into a slower matchup, but 1 energy every time you want to draw is kind of a lot, especially because it like, you have to remember that while it works with the Jack's Legend ability to continually draw, it also locks your tap off your Jacks into doing that every turn if you want the draw. And at that point, you're essentially just acting as like an Ezreal, I guess, after playing your 4-cost, 3-might unit. That also costs you a power. Like, I think it was more impactful on Aphelios, where it like gives you a rune or readies 2 runes.
Bone Shiver in this deck. I actually hate Bone Shiver. I don't think this card is good. I actually think this card is like actively bad. But like I used to like this card at the start of the game, at the start of the format. But I actually think Bone Shiver sucks. I'm honestly surprised.
I think it's okay. Yeah. I think it's okay with Lucian, but yeah, it's not definitely not like a great
I was surprised he had so few Lucian because I think he started at turn 1 every game, which was quite annoying. So yeah.
I mean, I
don't know. It's a decent deck. I would probably edit a few numbers here or there.
The mysterious cannon barrage that I've seen.
Oh, I did get got by the cannon barrage. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny. It's yeah. This is.
I could have played around it if I had not had the overtime situation.
It's funny how much of these punch first decks, like my deck also was doing the same thing, but when you look at most of these decks, like everyone's just playing a single punch first chat, and it's literally because purple just makes this card so bad. Like if you can't just afford to like nuke 2 of your ruins and then get rebuked and you get 2 for 1, or like nuke 2 of your ruins and then they fight or flight it, or they switch a rue you. Like it's just so bad into the purple that even though this card is freaking bonkers, every orange player is just playing it as a 1-of.
Yeah.
With an additional one in the
board. I do think he had the Bone Shiver promos, if I remember correctly. So
that's why he got him and his boy, like that, because that's the entry promo, right?
Yeah.
He got him and his boys. He's like, "Yo, give me yours. I'll play it. I swear." And he's like, "Please don't do this, man. I'm trying to help you." And he's like, "Nah, I need to play the Bone Shivers." And he's like, "All right." So he gave him his Bone Shivers, and here we are.
Yeah.
I will say, get your Cannon Barrages now. It's going to be the only way you can stop the infinite token combo from killing you. You're going to.
That's not till set 4. Or are you talking about the 7-card Garen version?
Oh, I don't even. No, I'm talking about. I thought that's set 3. I thought that's next set the infinite token combo.
No, it's set 4 is when they're doing enemy colored leaders. So we don't have to ban anything until then.
Yeah, I think chat wanted us to talk about the Aurelia deck. We could take a look at the
Yeah,
Aurelia
yeah.
list.
That's my boys list. So love Phil to death. That guy's the goat.
Excuse me, our boys. Our boys.
Yeah,
Me and Phil
yeah.
go way back. Back to when Ryan Valentino played him in finals of the original Argent Saga pre-launch starter deck event.
Yeah.
And I was the head judge for all of 5 minutes until they pulled me off because they're like, you can't be the head judge, your buddy is playing. And I was like, yeah, sure, fair.
Yeah. Yeah, he and I go way back from the Argent Saga days, so his list was very good.
Yeah, some interesting things
talking to
that
him-
stand out to me right away is like this. It was on Aspirant's Climb as one of his
Yeah.
battlefields.
Vex.
Triple Vex, yeah, Triple Vex is definitely an interesting choice. Heart of Dark
Yeah.
Ice, I'm a fan of this card, so good to see. I like it as a 1-of here. Everything else looks pretty clean though. A lot of 3-ofs, and looks like he had a really
this is the
solid
one
game
I was
plan.
most hyped to see. Like this one is like this was the one because I'm a big fan of this card and I think I've talked about it a few times on stream. I wish more Aurelias would play this card. I think this card is juice, so I'm happy
Yeah.
to see that one.
He said it was quite good for him. The main reason why we haven't included it in our list is it's just like it's kind of hard to fit when you're trying to play like the sneakies and the 2-drops and all that stuff. But yeah, I honestly am surprised he didn't get Giga cooked by Bryn here, but he said he was like typically the first to 6 anyways, so it didn't really matter too much to him, which was again a little surprising.
Yeah, considering he's only got 7 units in the whole deck, getting the first to 6 consistently seems kind of hard.
I think that was just because of the triple shoes. So he said he would just like
Sure.
shoes up his Aurelia, and people wouldn't really contest. They just let him dance around for free. You know,
Yeah.
he said
Disarming.
definitely
instead
hard
of
to contest,
fight or
but-
flight to keep her safe from the Brenier trigger. I mean, he has 6 Zanya's effects, so like, yeah, his list is very good. Phil's the goat.
2 disarming rake, 2 adaptatron. Man, who hurt this man? Like one, why isn't one maxed and the other one? That's when this should be a 1-of because one.
Our
of these
man,
should be, like,
Alex. You hurt our man.
our man. Sorry. Who hurt our man? I don't. This is one of the times where I actually like a 1-of because you should be able to determine usually that one of these is better when you have effects that are this close, and then choose one. If I know Phil, he probably didn't even test that much, and he's just like, "Fuck it, I can't decide. I'll just put both of them in there."
Nah,
but
he's the
yes.
goat. I mean, he had an undefeated Swiss run. He only lost to Rossum, and he admitted he made a mistake. So, yeah, but
Yeah,
you guys,
I think
Metal Aurelia, super well
there's both.
deserved.
There's
I
merit
hope
to
he
both
gets-
of these cards. Like I think I remember talking to an Aurelia player in the tournament, and I was just like, why play Adaptatron over like Disarming Rake? And you know, obviously being able to like ready your Adaptatron and get in right away, I think is good value. But there are going to be games where like or certain decks where you can't get in, and that's where the Rake is better. Like if your opponent is just all about establishing like an early game plan, like say Master Yi or whatever, like let me tell you, Adaptatron wouldn't have done shit into my 2 Sand Soldiers, right? Like that guy can't get in. And whereas like the Rake can just come down and he doesn't care, he's gonna pop my Aurora. So I think that there's merit to having both.
Sure.
So moving to the Azir deck, and I say this with no contempt whatsoever. Why the fuck are these Azir decks so fucking vanilla? This is the most cookie cutter deck, and I'm not just talking about this guy's deck list. I'm talking about every Azir ever is the most cookie cutter deck I've ever seen. I've never seen a deck that is so copy and paste, like a tier like 3 deck or like tier 4 deck like this, that's so copy and paste across the board. Especially when you, like, it's not like you don't have other options in these colors. Like, I get the, like, 15 weapons or whatever. Like, sometimes the shears is optional, whatever. But, like, I get the weapons. Sure, you're going to include all those and some of the power spells. But, man, and I don't even know, maybe it is correct to just play this. Maybe it's solved. Like, this is the Azir deck. But, man, It makes me so angry every time I click on an Azir deck and it's the same list over and over and over again, like just the Groundhog's Day of decks. Like they're.
I mean, there's
just
only
like,
so much you can do with this deck right now. So
Yeah,
and
so
maybe
many
that's
there's only-
true.
There's only
It's just
this
cookie
guy
cutter,
literally
like-
revolves around equipment, and we have one set with equipment. Like,
Yeah, like what do
there's
you,
only
what do you
so
want
much
from
he can
him?
do.
Also,
Ron said
Alex, I don't know if you are aware, but this dude's the GOAT. He won both Azirs, so he has
He won both
Azirs.
Azir. Oh, no wonder the
Yeah.
lists are all copy and paste because this
Yes,
guy just
that's
keeps
why it looks the
winning.
same.
Yes,
He
like,
is
Azir.
He is the
Yes.
emperor of the sands himself. Like,
Yes. The guy showed up and
Yeah,
he
this
like
guy's
pulled
the
out
goat.
his other middle Azir, and I'm like, what the hell? We were taking photos in the back and he was like so excited. He was like, yeah, I won both Azirs. Can you believe that shit? And he like did one of these poses where I think he held both of the
holding them
Azirs.
both.
So,
Yeah.
To be
That's
clear,
pretty cool.
chat, this might be a solved deck. I just get annoyed when I see it. I'm like, it's the same deck again. But now I know I'm not
Yes,
going crazy.
it's the
It's
same
just the
guy,
same
so-
guy running.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck it. He's just like, well, it worked the first time. If it ain't broke, don't fix
yeah,
it. Like,
if it ain't broke,
run it
don't
back.
fix it.
Yeah,
I did see someone
so-
ask. I did play against a Fiora on the Friday event, and I 2-0'd it, I think. So, super nice player. He was kind of newish, but self-admittedly, but he was a good player. I think he was at like the 4-0 or 5-0 table. And
I wanna
yeah,
find-
Fiora just really struggles into Draven. So
I wanted
Many
to
such
find
cases.
Rexi. I've been it's been communicated to me that the Rexi that won best of was playing a yellow Rexi chosen champion, which how do I put this nicely?
No, they were-
Wrong.
They were not.
That's what I've been told. I've been told by three different people today. They played the yellow Rexi. They were playing the yellow Rexi. That cannot be correct.
I think that was the 8-0 guy, not the one who ended.
No.
up winning.
The 8-0 guy was playing my list with he just took the old list and the new list. He shoved Dravens into the old list. Because I know that I saw that guy. I was following him all weekend. He's on
apparently
here,
the
actually.
Rek'Sai was 10-3. So, but I don't see
No.
the deck list on the Riftbound
It's-
GG thing.
Yeah,
Here
maybe
we
it's
go.
not up there.
No, this is a different person. What is this? Maybe this is not the best of. There's no way.
It was 10-3, and we don't have his deck list. So
Yeah.
I saw one of the guys. His name was Raccoon, I think. He was the 8-0, but he didn't win best of. I'm pretty sure he posted on
Yeah.
his Twitter that
Yeah,
he
Raccoon
didn't
is
win.
in there, but he was 128 or something.
Yes, this was the one I was talking about. It's just my old list and my new list. He kept the manufacturer and shoved the Dravens. He kept the old list, shoved the Dravens in, and then switched the Brynheers. It's just a combination of the two lists put together. He flip-flopped the Ferrises with the Brynheers. He put the Dravens in, but
Yeah.
he kept the Faithful Manufacturers and the Blood Rushes. It's just they're both shoved together. The side is 1-for-1. My side, this is exactly the side I played. It's just the same exact list. Oh, he did
Yeah,
change.
he
one
didn't
thing, though.
play. He didn't play Rockfall Path, so I don't know if this is correct.
He played Sunken Temple, which I'm curious if that's an error because he doesn't have a single unit except Draven that can conquer his foe. I guess Bryn here. But the Phoenixes, as I understand it, they don't get to draw when they conquer.
Correct.
And maybe he didn't know that ruling, but I don't know why. I'm going to guess this is an error, or I'm going to guess he didn't know this ruling at the time he played it, because then the only way he could get this is Bryn here, which never attacks ever, pretty much, or Draven when it uses its effect. And these are the only two ways. He cannot get it with Blood Rush. He cannot get it with Phoenix. Unless I'm missing something here. I guess Ferris in the board, which if this is his game 1 battlefield, which I'm guessing, I am almost certain this is an error. Like they uploaded this incorrectly. Because I do not know. I do not know why the Sunken Temple is in here. He does not have.
Build is an error. It says off.
Yeah, it is on. Okay.
It was
I was
on.
like,
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it obviously is.
That's what I thought. He was posting the deck the next 2 days, maybe a YouTube video. He did play yellow. Why hasn't he posted the deck yet? Why not just post it? He was playing mono yellow? He's hiding it? Why? He already won best of. What's there to hide? There's no more tournaments. Just give it out. Like, shit, at least put it behind a paywall. Like,
The yellow Rek'Sai. Was he cheating people with the yellow Rek'Sai? That card's terrible.
All right, so let me explain why I'm going to pull up the yellow Rexi real quick before
Okay, I don't know that the yellow Rexi is straight terrible.
It only.
Okay,
I'll let Alex pull up the reason why it's terrible.
We can say it only works in combat all we want, but we said the same thing about Vex, and what do you know? That card is pretty good.
No, but I can explain. I can explain why. Hold on, I'm gonna find it on this. Is there a way to search an individual card on this site?
Just go to Piltover Archive, bro.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. I'll go to Piltover Archive.
The thing is, Vex works on defense as well.
Yes, I mean, I'm sure Riot is going to publish the best of, so I don't think that's...
Yeah.
That's not the Rexi, no.
Riot will release it tomorrow. Yeah, you're in the Legend tab, doofus.
Yeah. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Okay, nope. Okay, so... Let me explain why this is bad. So, this is what the card does. You can read it if you haven't read it already. Yes, so when you attack with this, actually Jonathan kind of sums it up, Poles kind of sums it up pretty well. When you attack with this, you're attacking assuming you're winning. You're not just going to attack in the hopes that you hit something off the top unless it's like a last-ditch attempt, right? So you're already winning the fight when you attack with this. Now you have to find a card off the top. So if it's... Guys are kind of already removed from this, because if you're playing a guy, it has to also... be winning the fight, right? Because if you summon a guy to the battlefield that's going to die, then you just spent mana for nothing, because your guy was already going to win the fight, right? Now, if it was a guy that was going to survive, then regular Rexi's legend ability could have done that anyways. So, like, now you're just trying to double dip and get lucky, right? Like, you're trying to hit a guy that can survive, and then hope your Rexi legend finds you another guy that you can actually cast. So now, this only becomes... usable to find exactly spells, or like maybe a seal or whatever. You don't... Now, you can play the guy to the back row, which is true. Like, that's the one upside, is like you don't have to play it to the battlefield. So, but that line of text is pretty much already irrelevant. So you have to play this. This is what you have to give up to play this as your chosen champ. You have to give up always having a guaranteed turn 2 play, or a turn 1 play if they obelisk you. So, like, you're losing it, like, you already have to change your mulligan structure, because when you go second, you can't just greedy mull all the 2s away. Like, or free mull all the 2s away, you have to keep them now, which sucks. So you're losing that. You're losing a built-in accelerator, which is absolutely humongous against decks that you're supposed to be good against. Like, one of the reasons you are good is you have a built-in accelerator against these control decks. This guy costs a power, so already that's like a downside. It's a yellow power, which I like to say you can't get fucked on yellow power, but it literally happened to me. And then on top of that, he's slow as bricks. This guy is a 5 for 5. Like, you know how fucking slow this is to play in a Rexi deck? Like, you can't just spend 5 mana. Like, you're not just spending 5 mana to do nothing. If I'm spending that much mana, I'm paying one more playing a Ferris Forerunner. I am not playing this guy, and I'm certainly not sacrificing my Juice Chosen Champ to do it.
Check General Alex, he was token Swarm.
Check General Alex, he was token... Okay, I know if I pull this up, it's going to mess up the camera. Yeah, just send me the image on Facebook here, because if I pull up the Discord...
it's not the actual deck list, it's just a picture that he posted on Twitter that was like...
sure.
A board versus Lux that has 800,000 units in it. And yeah, he was mono yellow with Rexi yellow leader. And his deck is literally just nothing but like units. He's got Vanguard Captains, he's got the dog, Void Drones.
Yeah.
Like all that stuff, so...
I mean, this just seems like which I like this style of Rexi too, to be clear, Chad. This is kind of the Rexi I was building really early on when I was brewing, was just like a Rexi that ends up closing with the I would assume that if he's all yellow, right, he's closing with the stratagem. I mean, maybe he's also maybe he's using that or the Under Titan, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like both.
Attack put in Under Titan, sure. I mean, I guess, but like these things are just like, I don't see a reason. I don't get that. I just don't. Not a fan personally. I don't get that. He tapped out every game he was on Hopeful and Battering Ram as well. Oh my god, this guy was cooked. I mean, Hopeful makes sense. I would play Hopeful. And I've seen Rexis that play Battering Ram. I've just never liked them. But I mean, he clearly won best of, so maybe he knows something I don't. This I'll fight to the end though. This I'm not saying his deck is bad. I'm saying this is bad. I haven't seen his deck. I understand the general concept, reading it explained to me, but
entertaining grand strat, yeah.
I
mean,
vehemently disagree with this Rexi.
But if he's just going literally mono yellow, right? Like he can never accelerate red Rexi. Like
Yeah.
Put some
that
red
does make the
runes in.
card
It's
a
not
little
going to
worse.
kill you. Put
No,
like
I mean-
3 red runes in. Like what you
well, why though? Why do that when you could just play all yellow and not worry about it?
Someone post the
You don't
image,
have to
just
worry about it
stupid.
anyways. If you put like 4 in, you're never gonna brick on your yellows. Like it's not possible. Like you just put in like 3. Even so, okay. I'll put it to you this way: even having this guy is just a guaranteed turn 2 play every single time, or going second play rather, every single time that might have the upside of accelerating is better than anything this does. This card's biggest issue, honestly, though. All the explanations I give you, its biggest issue is when I attack, which means there has to be something blocking. And that's one of the biggest issues, is that it has to go into a contested battlefield, which a lot of times you're not even, those are the battlefields you're trying to avoid. You're trying to go into the uncontested battlefields, because usually this deck doesn't win fights. Like if they're putting a guy in a battlefield, chances are you're not winning that fight. Like, so I just,
Yeah,
and I'm not trying to send
Muhammad
this...
brings up a good point. You played 4 yellow and bricked on red, Alex. So.
I did play 4 yellow. That was Bologna, the guy who I had the game loss dispute with in Game 3, the one where I was arguing with the judge. In Game 3, I have 4 yellows. He goes, it's crazy. He goes first. He goes Treasure Hunter. I'm like, okay. I go Guy. I think I played Rexi, whatever. It doesn't matter what I played. He goes Draven, Chosen Champ, walks into the battlefield, and I have the guns in my hand. I'm like, hoo-wee, we coming up crazy. And I just, my runes in play right now, I went second, so my runes are 2 yellows and a red. I flip for turn, it's my other 2 yellows. And I look at my runes, I look at him, there's an audience watching, there's like 6 people watching, and I turn, I turn my hand to the audience, and I go, these are my only 4 yellows. And I'm just dead. I know right now, I just you can see me yep, that's it. He gave me the best opportunity to possibly ever win against this deck on the draw, and it's just over. And I think I scooped literally 2 turns later. I was like, "You got this, man!" I literally just instantly lost the game. So,
yeah. So
yeah,
maybe you shouldn't. Maybe you should play mono, and that's what he did.
No. I will lose my 1%ers every time. You will never hear me complain about the 1%ers. I will hold those L's every single time before I ever change. What else we got here? I think everybody's seen the Ezreal. I don't know if we ever
best
went
of
over
Victor. Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people have seen Alan's list at this point. He did make a few changes from Bologna to Houston.
I did want to bring up the Ari because I'm sure
top 128. Is this the best of
this,
Ari?
I think it is. I don't know. 77th? That sounds like it could be. 77th is what, X and 4 or X and 3, on the cusp of X and 3, bottom X and 3s? No, that's X4. That's
it's X4.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Was this the best Ari? I don't know.
I think there might have been a 10-3 Ari. I don't remember.
Can we check that spreadsheet that we had? That was tracking the records of the different medalers.
Probably.
Someone in the chat said got 2nd best Rexi at Vegas. Yeah, I feel you, buddy. I got 3rd best Rexi. The worst part too was the worst part about the Rexi in Bologna is the guy who actually won it at the start of day 2 was looking for me to offer me a split, just a preemptive split. He was looking for me just to be hey, do you want to just chop on the Rexi early? And he came up to one of my teammates, and he I couldn't find him after. But that was the most sickening part about it, because that guy was already up a point. I would have been yeah, you want to split? Sure. I'm fine with that. I would have taken the split all day. Which, by the way, splitting is legal.
That is the best of Ari.
Before it is
the best of Ari.
Yeah, splitting is legal in this game before I get anybody telling me otherwise. You just can't offer anything for a win, which we were not playing. We were just chopping preemptively.
Sure,
So long as it's
we
within
pulled
your
Ari.
pricing, I
Yep.
suppose.
Yep.
Yeah. This already looks. The Azirs are kind of interesting. I guess it's just like a Giga hold deck, and the Azir just makes it difficult for them
Only
to break in
5/2
sometimes.
drops.
I don't get the Brutalizer. I'm guessing he's trying some sort of crazy shit with like Brutalizer Azir to. But I don't know if I like that.
Yeah, Brutalizer and Surge Gauges are interesting picks.
Zuhair, you can
Yeah.
in the rules you can split. This is a very weird stipulation they put, but the split has to be 50%. I don't know why that stipulation is in the rules because there's no way to like enforce that. But I checked with the head judge at Bologna because I asked when this guy was walking around. I went up and I said, "Am I allowed to legally split?" He said, "Yes, you can split at any time as long as you are not offering anything for a win, and you are not accepting anything for a win." So I was like, all right. And people post about it too
Sterix
on,
plus
like, on
Sona.
Twitter.
Yeah.
So
I had like a Sterix plus Sona list at some point that was okay. One Sona is crazy though. Like I can't
And
go behind that. Like we need this energy for sure. And then like Sterix plus Watcher was always a nombo for me, but yeah,
I love cloth armor.
it was good
I've
enough.
come around on that card pretty hard. I fuck with the cloth armor. I like that card. I think it's a very cute little trait.
This card deck's
it's cool
fine.
that
It
it's
just
mixed
was
around.
0% under Aurelia was the main issue, so
Yeah, I can see that.
I like Sona, really. Not happy with the Sona. I like Sona, but maybe there's not enough.
oh, thanks
Yeah,
to
maybe
her.
there's not enough to make it worthwhile. I
Yeah,
don't
it's
know.
still
Like,
some people's cards over the events. It's how it goes. So I'll get it back to people when I
it's a
can.
rare hunter. You lost that card in a duel. Sorry.
There's nothing in the rules that says it has to be 50-50. That's just what was ruled in Bologna. I'm sure it's not actually that way because, again, like Alex said, there's not really a way to enforce it.
They just said, I was told it had to be a 50-50. I don't care. Like, I'm not going to argue with the judge and be like, well, he offered me 60-40. Get him out of here. Like, no, I don't care.
Yeah.
But yes, splitting is completely legal, which is a rule. I hate games that ban splits. That's the dumbest thing ever. Players will just do it anyways. It's an unenforceable rule. Just allow splits. The metal card bribery nonsense, which is something I'll talk about on my stream Wednesday if I do that. That's a whole other thing, but splitting is like, that's just part of the TCG ecosystem. I think you should just have splitting. It's like dumb not to have it. Players will
Yeah, it
just
makes
do
a thing
anyways.
of card games in general. Poker does similar things and all that.
It also doesn't hurt anybody. Everybody in a split is a consenting adult, right? Like, it's not, nobody's like, and you're not depriving anybody of anything else, right? Like, you have agreed to something. It's not like taking or giving a bribe where someone else is losing positioning because you paid for a win. Like, nobody loses anything in a split that didn't agree to it.
Yeah.
So this is the R.
Doesn't look like they have the. Someone in the chat asked if we could look at Laggy's list. I know Laggy TFT. He was one of the. He's another Riftbound content creator. He's the one that he played Dragon Volibear, which was like the second highest volley.
Interesting.
He went 9-4 with Dragon Volley.
Oh, Stormbringer.
I played against one of these
Show the strength. What does this card do?
at Bologna actually, and they got ruled by mid-range Draven. But
Oh, this card's
it's
kind of
cute.
heat in this deck.
Yeah, Show Strength's good in the list. It's got a lot of cute stuff. The real issue is like if your Herald of Scales just dies, like your deck kind of doesn't really do anything. This guy was on Auroras too. That makes sense. The guy I played against didn't have Auroras in his list, so I think that was a lot of the issue. I don't really understand the Doran's blade either. That's kind of crazy.
To make, yeah, I don't. So the one theory I can propose here is it does make a lot of these guys trade kind of well into like a miracle stack. So like,
Oh yeah,
these guys beat over the Rasas, or like you can make this guy beat over 2 battering rams. You can make this guy beat over a Rasa and an Israel. You can just like configure math in specific ways. This is the only thing I can offer, though. I have no idea otherwise. Maybe it's to
Yeah.
make the Herald of Scales a 5. This is a
Yeah,
funny
I mean,
deck.
I
It's
almost
like,
considered.
That doesn't really do anything. It's not like valuable trigger when you make it a 5. It's just for the show of strength, I guess. It's like probably fine.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
It's
okay.
just a way
I
to
was
break.
considering playing a Doran's Blade or a Triforce in the deck because I just wanted to like get better break points on my units. So I
yeah,
can kind
Yeah.
of
I think
follow.
that's. Yeah, I think it's not the most disrespectful thing.
It is cute though when you like set up multiple Herald of Scales and then you play like all your
This
1
3
mana
show of
5 night
strength is.
guys, and then you show a strength into drawing like 5 cards, and
With
then
the
you
lane
like play your
card.
Cadrigan and you draw like 5 more cards, and
Yeah, draw your whole
yeah,
deck.
yeah, it's
I don't
just
know if
all
I want
little.
to draw my whole deck when I half my deck is just big. I guess you
It's
just
just
double.
big
Yeah,
guys.
you just
Yeah.
need the
Yeah,
Herald
you
of
double.
Scales is what it really comes down to.
Oh, you're
That's what
trying to
happened
have.
against my opponent. Is they played double Herald of Scales, and then I played a Falling Star, and they lost the game immediately. So
Yeah, the thing for me that sticks out is
Hmm.
only one Stormbringer. I'm not really a fan of only one Stormbringer. I think you really need at least 2 of this
yeah,
card,
that's your
especially if you're
answer in
playing
the
Minotaur
narrative. So.
Reckoner. Like, I feel like the only reason to play Minotaur Reckoner, which I've seen so many volley lists playing Minotaur Reckoner, I'm not saying it's horrible, chat, but I'm not personally a major fan of the Minotaur. Um, like, it is a solid ramp spell for volley if you're going second. Like, you can play this on 2, lets you go to 8 next turn, which like lets you start dropping 8 drops or whatever. But like in this deck, that doesn't really matter. Like, you're not playing 8 drops, you actually curves on 7. So like going to 8 in this version doesn't really matter as much as like the variants that play Dead Bloom. Um, but yeah, the main reason that you want this guy is just to make both the battlefields Vile Moss Layer, and it makes your Stormbringer a lot stronger. So I really don't feel like he's getting a lot of value out of the Reckoner. Like, of course, holding units at the battlefield still does help you like win the resource war because you play bigger guys, and over time in the back, you're just able to like run over everything that they have to keep there. But yeah, I'm not a major fan of the Reckoner myself, especially if you're not playing a lot of
Yeah,
Stormbringer.
it is a card that I've seen mentioned a lot of times, and I think Anton summed it up pretty well. But it's like fake. You think about it, and you're like, "Oh, this is good in purple," and it's like, "All right, well, let's talk about the things it works against." And it's like fight or flight. They don't play flash
Yeah.
anymore, so that's not just okay. They can't Reaver's Row, but that's only for one game. So like,
Well, some Aurelias do play Flash. To be fair.
sure, but like I think this you're really getting into corner cases. Like I'm not like he's like fine in an Aurora deck, right? Especially as like a one of because you like get him out and he just sits in the base and is like, haha, I've turned all your fight or flights off for the rest of the game and you can't do anything about it. Like, or maybe 2 in case it gets falling starred, but like this one's more interesting to me. Dune Drake, I guess this is dragon.
Yeah.
My tag give me plus. Yeah,
Yes,
I mean I respect it. It's different. I remember the first time someone cast Stormbringer against me. It was in the day 2 event of the very first Charlie's round 1. I play against a Volibear. He casts this against me. I have to pick it up and read it, and my face just turns like I couldn't see it obviously, but I assume my face would just turn pale as a ghost because I am cooking this guy. He plays a Stormbringer, and I read it, and I'm like, oh my god, I fucking lose. This guy just deletes my entire board. I didn't even know he could do this. And he goes to the wrong side. He targets the wrong side. I'm like, oh my god, I got bailed out so hard. But I was like, man, I just remember reading this card and being like, this card does what?
Yeah.
So yeah, best.
Yeah, it
of
looks like
volley.
they don't have a lot of the best ofs yet.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
That wasn't the best of volley. That was the second best volley.
Or second best. Sorry, the penultimate volley. Yeah, I mean, I wish there could have been more of these. Some of them I did see on Twitter, but they weren't as quick this time. I found them all from Bologna really fast, but for some reason this time around there's not as many of them up. I don't know what the reason for that is. Is this the best of set even, or is this just a random set?
The top
Oh,
128.
this is by Frodan, it says. So maybe it's
Which
the
one?
best of.
Oh no, there's a one above him. It's showing like one above.
Is
There's
there
like
one
2
above?
spots above him. Yeah, 117.
Oh, Victor, sure. That's X4.
Oh.
Yeah, maybe. Do you guys see the Draven deck playing Rexi? I did not see a Draven deck playing Rexi. That's interesting.
That was Deval's list.
Yes.
Oh, Duvall was
No, is
playing.
it up?
Yeah.
Is it up
Where
on the
is it?
thing somewhere? Maybe
I don't know. I just know it was Deval's list because he beat me on it.
he was playing Red Rexi, the 3-drop, or what?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean that.
What's his name?
I mean,
I don't remember his username.
He would have been in 16, right?
No, he'd be top 32 probably.
32.
Yeah, bottom of top 32.
I mean, I said this from the jump chat. In our set review, if you guys remember, I was like, this Rexi card is just an
that's it.
overpowered, like overstated.
Yeah,
unit.
it does
Like,
so
three-
much.
He got top 16?
Why is it so much text on it?
Really?
Like it
like,
really is.
It's a 3 for
It's
3
Miru,
at
Alex.
its baseline, but it has
It's what?
accelerate on it.
Miru.
It's got,
Go ahead.
Mirru.
it's got accelerate on it. It's got assault on it. Like this 3 for 3 has multiple lines of text. The fact that it works with Rexi on top of that is just like extra icing on the cake. But this is just an overstated unit with accelerate. Like it's very good.
It's not on here, Colin. You'll have to send it to me. Unless
I mean, I don't know what Deval's list
you
is.
don't
I don't.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
just
There
There
is
is
a
a
Kaisa
list.
chat, but I don't think this Kaisa that they're showing here is again the best of Kaisa. The best of Kaisa was the player that I played, and his name was like, oh god, let me look up his name real quick. But I know that it was not Ricochet. Ricochet was not the best of Kaisa.
Yeah, Rexi just has a lot of text on it. Like it's like this is an assault one. This guy has accelerate.
Kaisa,
and in
11
case that
and
wasn't enough,
2.
he's got another text.
Sorry, what was that,
Aggressia.
Colin?
The Kaisa
Yes,
went
Aggressia.
11 and 2. So
Aggressia.
Yes, Aggressia is the one. Yes, thank you, chat. Yes,
Yes,
Aggressia
that's
anyways,
what
we
yeah,
got.
cool. Congrats to them.
But yeah, I mean, this is pretty much. I guess we can pull up Alan's list real quick. Kind of more or less the. He's got the screen in there. Bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Aggressia was really nice. Me and Aggressia actually ended up chopping in the day one event because I went undefeated in day one with mid range Draven, and we ended up chopping in the final round and just going to get our medal cards. And he was like, "Oh, he's like, this is good for you actually because I'm on Control Kaisa." I was like, "Oh, you don't say." And then because I was on mid range Draven, he felt that was pretty good matchup, of course, and it can be depending on the hands. But like then the day two, he's expecting me to once again be on mid range Draven, and I flip over Aurora Yi. He's like, "Wait, what?" And I was like, yeah, he was like, "I was
My
not
falling star
Kaisa."
is not very good.
Yeah, he's like, I was not expecting to see Aurora Yi at this event. I was like, clearly no one was because I'm womping everybody.
Yeah.
So I guess that's pretty much it for decks we have to go over. I don't know if you guys have any. I guess we can check some. I don't know if there's questions.
No, I feel like it's overall fine. So we can just wrap up with questions. If anybody else has any more questions, our next event that we're planning to be at, we're trying to be at both events of the Charlie's 25K coming up in 2 weeks, and then there's also the PPG Pittsburgh coming up the same weekend. So we're trying to have teammates at both of those.
I think
we'll be a little bit
solo
split
to this Pittsburgh event.
I think you got Ross.
I think Rossum's going. Yeah.
Did he confirm?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see him.
He said that in the chat earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
He said he would be going.
I think he's the only one going there, and everyone else is going to Charlie's. So.
Who's going to Atlanta?
Everyone is going to Atlanta.
Yeah, all the whole team will be in Atlanta.
Yeah, that one we can.
Leo, a good amount of us will be at as well.
Yeah.
You didn't check Victor. What do you think about his list? Was this the best of Victor?
I that's why I didn't click it because I didn't even know if it was the best.
I mean, top.
That's how it was
22nd place.
posted.
It's probably got to be right. 22nd.
Yeah.
Can't imagine.
10-2-1 was the best Victor. So.
R.I.P. Cody.
Me just means some pickpockets and hope that got him there. So.
What deck do you guys think is best in a best of one format? Probably Miracles. What are they gonna do? Like,
Yeah, I mean that deck's just doing broken things. Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I don't think best of one changes that much. So if you're just trying to win, just play Draven. I mean, did you guys see the win rate on Draven?
yeah, I mean it's absurd.
65% win rate.
Yep.
Here's a
Conversion
question.
rate was just insane again. Obviously, all of
Yeah.
top 4 was Draven. Like, yeah.
Yeah. I really only had a 55% win rate, which is a little surprising to me, but
I mean, I think
still
that
think
deck
that
just
deck's
has a
better.
higher brick rate. I know you do, but I think that deck's brick rate is just too high.
What deck?
Aurelia.
I stand by. I know this is coming from the Rexi player, but I think Aurelia is like when Aurelia sees the herder and the herder does its thing. This is
Yes.
the
If the
Aurelia
herder rides, it's the
yes,
most broken deck in the game
This is
every time.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. But here's the thing: when you take away the herder and you lose the Dreaming Tree game, this deck is like a B tier deck. Like, and again, biased because I play Rexi, and I feel like I played 4 Aurelias in Bologna, and I didn't lose a game. As far as I did not. I 2-0'd every single one of them. Like, just free rolled them all. So I stand by that. I think it's a very good matchup for me. So I might be biased, but I still think that without Herder, that deck is very average. And off the Dreaming Tree game, same thing. When you lose both of these things, Herder's a card I would ban. Like, I actually think
Yeah,
Herder's
I
a
mean,
card
I think you just ban Herder, and then it's like
Herder
it's
is
probably
insane.
fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely thought I lost that into I thought I was gonna lose into that Aurelia that I played day 1 because he literally goes like turn 2 Stellacorn Herder and I'm just like, what do I do? And he on turn 3 he like ran it into the to the battlefield and he didn't end up retreating it or targeting it with anything. And I didn't have Aurora in my hand, but I literally like ripped Aurora off the top, slammed it, found the Dead Bloom off the top, slammed it on the herder, and that's the only reason I won that game. If that herder had rode, I would have never won that game.
three of
Like that card is absurd, man.
3 of my Aurelia opponents. I think 3. No, sorry, 2 of my Aurelia opponents. Obelisk going first. I'm like, okay, sneaky deckhand, accelerate Rexi, pick up Rexi and read it. Oops, kill sneaky deckhand. Oh, I can't now. The Rexi killed my guy, holds and retreats. Like, whoops, didn't mean to do that.
Yeah.
Both times, like
Yeah.
clockwork. The guys, like both times, different opponents, sneaky deckhand. And the second time it happens, I go, this guy is definitely just like the first guy. He's going to pick up and read the Rexi. And sure enough, I go, Rexi attack, picks up the Rexi and reads it. I'm like, yep. So one advantage of playing decks that nobody plays against is they just have no idea what's going on. They're just like, oops, didn't mean to do
Yeah.
that. So
You know, I see Sam in the chat right now, winner of Vegas. So make sure you all say hi.
Yo,
Hello,
what up,
Sam.
Sam? Someone said, "Yo, the goat billionaire." That's me.
Yeah.
Hector Morales.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you caught us at the end. We're mostly just wrapping up, answering questions and all that. I gotta go sleep and recover. I unfortunately got super sick this weekend, so
Yeah, all of us picked up a little bug.
yeah. Devel played 3 Rexi just to punish the deckhand play. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I respect it.
looking.
I think I got traumatized by Aurelia or something.
Yeah, you did. I could tell you. That's Collins who hurt you. It's you just see Aurelia and Sneaky D.
Yeah.
Someone asked.
That card
great
is so
question,
annoying.
But maybe it's for the next episode. Alex mentioned if they ban either Draven or Cold Shot, what do you expect to move up on the tier list? That is a question for next episode. I will say this. I don't know. I think those are the 2 things I would ban. It's Draven. It's Cold Shot. I don't know if they like Cold Shot is a no-brainer. 0 mana, draw 2 cards. Like, come on, you can't even have cards in Magic the Gathering Legacy formats that have a worse effect than this. Like, and I know they're not. We're a little apples and oranges here, but like, come on, guys. Like, this card would be giga banned in Magic. Like, they would ban you. Like, this would be like this card would be so broken in Magic that it would be banned. Like, it would be more banned. There's like the cards that are banned in Legacy, the cards that are banned in Vintage, the racist cards that they banned, and then Called Shot. And Called Shot would be more banned than all of those things. So, like, that card has to go. I hope to God they don't miss on that. Draven, I don't know if they'll ban Draven. They might ban the combat, they might change the combat rules. I'm not 100% on Draven. I hope they ban it. I know, like, maybe they feel some sort of way about banning a legend because of the meta leader thing. That might leave like a weird hole where they don't want
I promise you, Alex, they will not ban a legend ever. Like that.
I want them to
They
do
will
it
ban
so
every chosen champion from that deck and every card that is in its deck before they will ban the leader. They'll ban the spinning axe, they'll ban the Draven chosen champion, but they aren't going to tell people that no, you can't play your favorite champion in the League of Legends card game. That will never happen in a million years.
Someone said, Colin, has anyone told you look like Dennis from Always Sunny in Philadelphia? He
You
does
do kind of look like
a little
him,
bit like
yeah.
Dennis. He
You
does
do look
have
a little bit
yeah,
like the
What?
yeah.
Is this an insult?
I mean,
No,
it
he's
depends
not
on how
like
you take it.
Yeah, he's not like ugly. Like
Listen, all I'm saying is it's about the implication, okay?
let's see.
Look, Colin, look
Banning a
at this.
legend
I
seems
dropped.
like a
I
tough
dropped. Look at
sell.
this pick in admin. Look at this. You could see it, right?
I guess I could. I gotta do one of these poses. Hey, I'll take it. It's a good looking dude.
Yeah, I think everyone unanimously agrees. I don't think there's one. Find me the guy out there, and I don't mean the guy who's just like banned nothing because people need to adapt, blah 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 blah, slurps paste. Like, I mean, find me someone like intelligent out there that's making a real argument why called shot shouldn't be banned. Find them.
Listen,
And put them
I
in a
enjoyed
room
playing
with
that
me.
card this weekend. I feel like it's a very skill intensive card that allows me to stack my deck and draw through my entire deck multiple times. And
like, there's no
yeah.
If every color had a 0 cost card, would it even out the meta? No, that would just make the game dumb.
Yeah, just make
like,
called shot neutral. Everyone gets to play called shot. We're gonna take 2 hours to finish a round because every game's gonna get a time.
This is true.
I think
this is like
that's the real argument for against the card, in my opinion. Even more so than how broken it is just like how exhausting it makes playing through a tournament when you just have to deal with your opponent
Yes,
playing
every called
6
shot deck,
called shots
especially
a
if
fucking
it's a
time.
mirror, a called shot mirror, it's going to time every time.
Yes, exactly. Like when you just have too much selection available, you get to see your entire deck. So any silver bullet they put in purple plus any color combination that combines with purple, which as it was set for will be every color, just like can always be found. So you just get to play a degenerate sideboard like mine with 8 one-ofs because it's like, oh, I get to see it every game. So it's like there are 4 of in my deck or something.
yeah, and to be clear,
Yeah, I mean these things just like play out. Chat like I saw it multiple times when I'm watching called shots. Like you just have to imagine how many. Not only are you taking multiple game actions, but players within these game actions are also taking additional actions. Like they're looking at their stack of 2. They put it down. They pick up their hand. They have to look at their whole hand. They're going back to the stack. Okay, let me select my card. All right, they're adding it to the hand. Now they have to recycle the other card. Now you have to run that back again. They're looking at the 2. They're looking at their hand. They're looking at the 2. They're making their selection. And they have to do this multiple times. Then you throw stack decks in the same color, and you're doing this. Each player, especially in a purple mirror, you're having like 12 of these fire off a game, and they just make the games take so much longer.
Yeah. So
yeah. And to be clear,
I think that's definitely a major issue with the card.
I'm not against. I want to point out because someone said I'm the non-intelligent guy that doesn't like bans. I'm not saying people who don't want bans are stupid. I'm talking about the guy who's like he's in every comment section I've ever seen for a ban thread on Facebook, on Twitter, on all the socials, being like, these players just need to adapt. I beat this every week at my locals, Chugs Glue. I never lose with my Garen Aurora deck. Like, you guys are just bad. Like, good players would rather just whine because they can't blah, 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 blue, blah, blah, blah. Like, yes, those are the people I'm talking about. I promise you, if you find a ban thread with over 50 comments on a Facebook group, there's one of these guys in it. I will put money on it. He exists in there.
Sure.
He or she, exists in there. They are the worst human beings in card games. Some of the worst not the worst, but some of the worst human beings in card games. I absolutely cannot stand these people. And if you are one of them, I truly fucking hate you. So I'll get that out of the way.
Someone in chat says that's just Dave Guskin. Broken.
All right, we can. That one will be my. Man, if only there was a way to make that my my cover photo. That's a good one. I mean, yeah, I don't like if everybody is telling you a card's a problem, there's a pretty good chance, and I stand by the old Mark Rosewater quote. Players are great at determining problems, but awful at prescribing solutions, which is true.
Yes.
You, the devs, have to figure out the solution. I agree with that. If the players were doing the solutions, they would have your job, not you. But when they're when every single person is telling you this is a problem, everybody from the lowest level glue eater to the Colin Kaisers of the world, it's probably a problem. You probably should do something about it. So,
nah, don't ban called shot. Let me top every event that exists while that card's legal. I think that'll be.
Ultimately, for the longevity of your game, like the most important thing is that people are having fun, and people are telling you that they're not having fun in this.
Yeah, it is not fun to watch your opponent play a billion called shots and stack decks on the turn where you just sit there having to.
Yes, especially if you're playing a non-purple deck, like you're just sitting there like, man, I would kill to draw a single card, and you're just sitting there like digging through your whole deck, finding every interaction piece you possibly need to just set up checkmate on like turn 3.
Yeah.
So what are my top 3 ban cards? That's a Wednesday stream question.
Yeah.
I got to leave you guys on the hook a little bit, but I'm telling you, number 1 is Called Shot. Number 2 is Draven.
Called Shot by far.
To Called Shot.
Can't ban leaders.
Draven 2.
Can't ban
I don't
leaders.
care. This is a magical Christmas land scenario where I can ban wherever. I'm Dave Guskin now. I've shaved my head bald. And I make fun of you I tell you your complaints are invalid on Twitter. I'm Dave Guskin now. I have the power, and this is what I am banning, and you can't stop me. So yes.
Sure.
Why would you want people to interrupt their opponent's turn to do cantrip? Yeah, the fact that his action speed is even more heinous. They're like, yo, I don't think this thing card's good enough at sorcery speed. Yo, what if we just made it instant?
These are like the best cards printed in any card game of all time, and it's like in a Magic equivalency, stack deck is it's half a mana. Look at the top 6 cards of your deck, and put one into your hand.
Yeah.
Called Shot is a dig through is a 0 mana. Look at the top 8. Put 2 of them into your hand. Like
stack deck for one is banned. It's like slightly. I know it's not Ponder. I don't want to get another guy in our comment section who's like, it's not Ponder. I know it's not Ponder.
Yeah.
It's the closest thing you're getting for one, though. So every iteration
it's
of
also just
deck
like
is banned in Magic, or limited to 1.
Yeah. Because we get 2 lands a turn, though, then every card is functionally at half the cost that it is in Magic. So, like, that's... I don't know. It's not like we're starting the game with an Oracle and multi-land play in Magic or some shit. It's just crazy.
Right.
Me playing Fiora, watching my opponent resolve 3 Called Shot and 3 stack deck every game. 3 each is if you're lucky. Sometimes they put more, they fizz them back, or they put more in. They stack them back.
Bryn here doesn't Draven get farmed by some other decks? Yeah, I mean there shouldn't be a deck that just should like cleanly be favored in every single matchup. Probably that's probably not great for the health of the game.
I want Draven. I want people to be able to farm Draven. Then things would be healthier.
I don't know that you should be able to farm it. And like a truly balanced card game, you want as many decks to be as close to 50-50 matchups as possible so that there's play around it.
Sure.
You want to avoid like the 90-10 matchups as much as you humanly possible. You don't ever want your players to just sit across the table from a deck and be like, oh, I can't win. I'm just going to leave and stop playing.
Yeah, for sure. I think like 70-30 is the most that the most polarizing things should be, and I don't even want it to be there. But I think like if you want to, like it's inevitable that there will be some level of polarization, and I think that the max I would ever want to feel is like 70-30, and even that is like pretty high.
Someone said we already touched on this a little bit, but the reason you don't put this in every color is I won't get too deep into this, but card game economy. When you design a card game economy, part of how your economy works is how much draw is going to exist in your game and how it is going to be passed around, sort of what colors will have it. The second part to that is I never like the design philosophy. It's a very Japanese design philosophy. They love big broken stuff. Like if you played a Japanese TCGs, their games are fundamentally broken, but everything's broken.
I love it
Yeah.
though.
I do not like the everything is broken games. Like I don't like it. It's just
Yeah.
it's not for me. I've played enough of this to know, like, I'm not a big everything is broken guy, but that is typically how they design a lot of their TCGs is everything is
I
broken.
mean, I think there is a somewhat fundamental difference between everything is broken and everything is high power level.
Right.
Sure.
Like you can
That's
design
kinda what
like
I mean.
vintage level
Sure.
game if everything is vintage MTG, it's okay to me. But like if
I
it's
agree.
literally broken, like to me it's more broken when it's like, okay, well, one or two decks are vintage and everyone else is playing standard.
Yeah, well, that's what this game feels. I mean, not quite vintage,
Yes,
but it's
that's
like,
where this game is right now.
yeah,
Yes,
I feel like it's two decks are legacy and every other deck is just like
Standard.
like
block
modernish.
format standard. Yes, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't even
whatever
think
format
modern, dude.
Magic.
Some of these decks are like just underpowered as hell.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
I feel like
I mean,
I'm playing
I think-
Rexi and I have to like capture and pay mana for my extra card, and Draven's just like, "Oh, I fighter flighted you, draw a card." It's like, God damn it!
Yeah,
The work
the
to
rules of
draw
this
cards.
game and how snowbally it is, and especially with the play draw disparity right now, I don't think facilitates a environment where everything is vintage or legacy. I think you have to play to the strengths of your game, and and this game is supposed to be in the interactions and stuff. But if everything is legacy, then it's just going to come down to one specific turn where like the game ends on turn 2, which is never what you want out of your game. And unfortunately, I think that's where things are at right now. When you're playing against Draven and they just have the God curve into like a fight or flight, they start at like 3 or 4 points and you can never catch up. I mean, my favorite example, even though she's not super meta relevant right now, is the Kaisa going first, curving a 2-drop into a Kaisa into a singularity. Like you just lose. There's nothing you can do. You just lose on turn 3 with no amount of counterplay. And I think
Aurelia
that's,
on turn 2 just plays Telecorn Herder and you can't answer it.
yeah, exactly. Certain decks just like they play a Stellacorn Herder and you just lose. Like
That's literally
I
a
think-
one card. Like I win the game if you can't
Yes.
answer this.
So I think that there is a little bit of play with the battlefields and sideboarding that can alleviate this issue, but I certainly hope that the devs are able to move the game into a little bit more of a balanced state that is a little bit less snowbally and can create some situations with more counterplay into a lot of this and fix the play draw disparity. At the end of the day, the game is still very new and it's heading in the right direction. I think the cards look cool. People are excited to play the game, and that's what really matters. They can take their time to balance things a little bit more. The rules are still solid. We just got to work a little bit on the card design, which is often the case for many card games. So,
Yeah, for the most part, from my perspective, I just want things to get better on a local level because, like me as a competitive player, I'm gonna end up playing whatever I think is best anyway, because that's just how we have to do to be competitors. But like, I want the game to survive and to thrive. Obviously, we've built this brand on this game, and we're looking to be long-term competitors within this game. And so, I know that if your local scene dies, like if you've played other card games that have had tier 0 formats, especially card games with like leaders, like if you guys played Force of Will, there was Reflect Refrain, that kind of like really hurt the game, especially in the casual scene. If you played Dragon Ball Super, Mecha Frieza was the locals
Mecha
killer.
Frieza.
My locals
Yeah.
exploded because of Mecha Frieza. So like, yeah, I've just seen it happen time and time again, and the ceiling of how far your game can go really depends on your locals and how many casual people can enjoy your game without like just getting stomped by Draven every Nexus night,
For sure.
Yep. Games always crumble from the bottom up. They never go from the top down. It's always bottom up, which means if a game is dying, it starts at the locals, then it starts at like your I guess, what do they call them? The skirmishes, although skirmishes are smaller than my locals here. I don't know why. But then it's your shop championships, your regionals, and then finally your like pro tour or whatever. Like, it's always the locals go first, not the other way around. So that's the most important thing to an organic growth of a game, is getting people at your LGS.
Yeah. So I do think that this is something that will resolve. If this game has a strong enough IP, obviously, as I always say, we say this because we love the game too. You know, I critique the things that I love. If I didn't love the game, then I wouldn't have some critiques.
Yeah.
You know, I just want
You
to see
wouldn't care,
it do the
right?
best. Yeah, I just wouldn't care, right? But I do love the game. I do want the best for this game, and I think we will get there because, from at least what we've heard, the devs care too. This is just a new project for them that I think got a little bit rushed out, and yeah, but they got the backing. This game will continue for a long time, so yeah, we've got supply issues, we got tons of other issues that have just kind of been a little bit more on the forefront of Riot's priority. Because, you know, the latest thing right now is people complaining that they can't even play the game because of the supply issues. I think that's starting to get resolved now, at least based on the price of singles that I've seen. So the game is definitely going down in terms of expenses, which I think is quite nice. So, again, everything is heading in the right direction. We just want to make sure that Riot's doing all the right stuff, you know? So,
Yep.
but,
All right. I
cool.
think with that, we can wrap it up, right?
Yep, we
About
can.
2.5
yep,
hours.
Absolutely. So thanks again, guys.
All right,
for
guys.
tuning in.
Thanks again for thanks for tuning in. If you haven't liked the stream, go ahead and leave a like. Subscribe to us if you guys want to see more content. We do live streams like this regularly. We also, have videos coming out. I should be doing a Master Yi guide for set 2, a video guide coming out pretty soon, and I'm also going to be updating the guide as well for Aurora Yi from set 1. So I'll be just basically adding a whole new section with the new list, kind of talking about all the new additions, and then give you guys a matchup and sideboarding guide rundown for the deck if you're trying to play it in set 2 format. And then Colin, I believe, is also updating the Draven guide to be more up to date with what we have been playing more recently. So yeah, lots of updates coming soon. If you guys are interested in our deck guides or being a part of our Discord community, we are the largest Riftbound Discord, that is competitive and is paywalled. And if you guys want to be a part of that, we think that it's doing really well. And many of our Discord members either got best ofs, or Shizzle actually made top 8, and he definitely said that his diamond tier. Oh, top 4 even.
Top 4.
Yes. Top 4. So, and his diamond membership definitely paid off in spades for him. So, I think if you guys are trying to be a part of that, check us out on Metafy, Challenger TCG.